Chapter 176. Eight Tails Jinchuriki, Killer Bee. Namikaze Minato looked at the strong man in front of him and said softly. This was Namikaze Minato's first encounter with Killer Bee, his first fight against him. As the so-called master tricks point to the end. Just now, Namikaze Minato and Killer Bee briefly clashed. But Namikaze Minato can see from it that Killer Bee is really strong. The quick reflexes, the agility, and the Rasengan that pushed him away. Sure enough, it is indeed the most perfect Eight Tails Jinchuriki. At this time, Killer Bee didn't make a move. He just stood silently, looking at Namikaze Minato not far ahead. His eyes were covered by black sunglasses, and he couldn't see any emotional reaction from him. However, at this time Killer Bee was muttering in his heart. That blue chakra ball is, Rasengan, and that blazing speed. Yellow hair, that's right, he is Namikaze Minato in the mouth of the elder brother. Bye, you have to be careful. Inside Killer Bee, Eight Tails Gyuki reminded. This person's strength is very strong, at least on par with you. Eight Tails could sense that the yellow-haired, gentle-looking man in front of him was not simple. Killer Bee nodded. Yes. 99-517 The opponent is Namikaze Minato, so you have to be more defensive. After all, according to my eldest brother, Namikaze Minato's Flying Thunder God technique is very strange and dangerous. The two of them just stared at each other silently, neither of them planning to make a move first. After this went on for a while, Killer Bee finally got his hands on it. I saw that he threw all the 7 knives on his back into the air. When the 7 knives fell, all of them were caught, and a golden rooster's independent offensive posture was assumed. Hold it in your hand, hold it in your mouth, hold it in your arm, hold your knee. Eight Tails Jinchuriki Killer Bee Profound Truth, 7 swords flow. Upon seeing this, Namikaze Minato frowned slightly. 7 knives flow? Although, Killer Bee's posture is a little weird, and it seems to be making a fool of himself. However, Namikaze Minato did not dare to underestimate him. Cloud Shinobi Village specializes in ninjutsu, lightning style, and swordsmanship. Since Killer Bee dared to take out 7 knives and put on such a posture, his swordsmanship is bound to be very powerful. Thinking of this, a serious look appeared on Namikaze Minato's face. Arrogant heron-cutting knife. The next moment, Killer Bee attacked. I saw that Killer Bee, who had 7 knives on his body, used 7 knives flexibly with incredible physical skills, turned into a whirlwind of blades, and quickly attacked Namikaze Minato. Namikaze Minato is calm and composed, like an enemy. 8 inner gates, 5th gate, Duman, open. 35 in the face of AI who had turned on lightning-style chakra mode. Kyosuke didn't dare to be too big, and directly turned on 8 inner gates. As soon as Duman opened, green energy gradually radiated from Kyosuke, and his momentum continued to rise. Little devil, go to hell. AI, who was wrapped in thunder and lightning, quickly deceived himself to the vicinity of Kyosuke. AI directly lifted his sturdy arm with a steel ring and slammed it towards Kyosuke. Although, this seems to be just an ordinary punch. However, with the blessing of lightning-style chakra mode, AI has been greatly enhanced in both speed and strength. This punch is not ordinary. If a normal Jonin were to face each other, there would be no doubt that he would be directly punched to death. Armed hardening, leaf strong whirlwind. With Armament Haki's blessing, Kyosuke returned a simple back spin kick. Kyosuke's kick met Aina's seemingly ordinary punch without any fear. The Ape has no edge, and it does not work. One punch, one kick. The moment the fists and feet touched, there was a ripple-like agitation in the air. Immediately afterwards, an incomparably harsh air burst sounded. This kid, seeing that Kyosuke was facing his own strong, CHFB, attack, not only did he dodge without fear, but instead kicked up with a kick. AI's face couldn't help but change. Sure enough, this kid is not ordinary. It seems that the rumors are true. This guy is really capable of killing one-tail Shikaku. Moreover, from that fist, AI could clearly feel the powerful force contained in Kyosuke's kick. Not only that, the strength is still increasing. This behavior of Kyosuke is simply a provocation by Chiguagua. That's right, it's a challenge to Aichiguagua. AI felt slighted. How dare a child insult himself face to face? How dare he Uchiha Kyosuke? AI had always had a violent temper. Seeing this, how could he endure this bad temper? Soon, he also rudely returned the past. Bah! Eyes widened, and the strength on his arm suddenly increased, and he punched Kyosuke with a sudden force. And the thunder and lightning attached to him were even more flickering and ringing non-stop. At the same time, the crackling sound in the air became more and more harsh. Kyosuke could clearly notice that Aita suddenly strengthened his strange power, just wanting to completely crush himself in terms of strength. If they really competed, Kyosuke might not be able to beat the opponent. After all, although Kyosuke mainly cultivates Taijutsu, he is also highly accomplished in Taijutsu. But AI is not as good as O. He is doing ninjutsu similar to Kyosuke. Moreover, in terms of age and time, AI already has a great advantage. Therefore, in the collision of Taijutsu, Kyosuke will not have much advantage in strength against AI. After thinking about this, Kyosuke is not going to continue to be hard with AI. This is not necessary. After thinking about it, Kyosuke's kick on AI's fist suddenly tightened to ultimate, and he increased the force again. After AI noticed that Kyosuke was exerting his strength again, he couldn't help but froze for a while. He was a little incredulous. Did this little devil start cultivating from the womb of his mother? Facing himself, not only did he not fall into a disadvantage. What's even more incredible is that in terms of strength, he couldn't suppress the monster in front of him. This? Simply ridiculous. Impossible. Even if Uchiha Kyosuke started practicing Taijutsu from his mother's womb, he is only 10 years old now. A 10-year-old kid. He can't suppress him by himself. For a time, AI was extremely shocked. And at this moment, Kyosuke, whose legs were tense and suddenly exerted force, suddenly turned around in a very strange way in the air. Gather your strength and dive. Arms hardened. Kyosuke clenched his fist covered by armament haki, and without thinking, smashed it into AI's eye socket. If Kyosuke's fist hits the target, it will surely give AI a beautiful eye-catching panda eye. Chapter 177. Kyosuke's sudden counterattack, for a time, caught AI, who still wanted to increase his strength, to suppress Kyosuke in terms of strength, and he was a little caught off guard. Looking at the huge fist that was getting closer and closer, AI couldn't help it, and he reprimanded in shock and anger. Hateful. Uchiha Kyosuke, how dare you attack me? 55 as soon as possible. AI is not going to be obsessed with fighting each other with Kyosuke anymore minus. I saw that AI's eyes widened suddenly, the momentum of his whole body soared again, and the thunder and lightning attached to him began to crackle again. There was a sudden burst of tremendous strength from his fist, and he rushed towards Kyosuke arrogantly. 1 power down 10 sessions. In this case, AI actually planned to come to a dead fish. If Kyosuke continues to insist on giving AI a panda eye, he is bound to suffer a heavy blow from AI. Killing 500 enemies and losing 1,000 is not a good deal. After weighing the pros and cons, Kyosuke had no choice but to stop. That panda eye, it's a pity. AI's threat of a hard blow, Kyosuke wisely withdrew, and the punch hit him in the eye socket. At the same time, Kyosuke took advantage of the huge force from AI's fist, kicked his feet hard, and flew away with the flow. As for AI's side, his sudden burst of strength was easily dispelled by Kyosuke before he could hit it. For a time, he felt like he was hitting the cotton with great force, which made him feel very aggrieved. Not only that, because AI used that punch too hard, and there was no support point to resist. As a result, he just followed the huge force and slammed forward. One punch hits the air. As a result, not only did people not fight, but AI also stumbled a lot. He almost didn't stop and was about to fall to the ground. At this time, Kyosuke had already fallen a few dozen meters away. Seeing AI's tall and burly figure in a slightly embarrassed posture, Kyosuke felt a little funny. Hateful. Uchiha Kyosuke, 35 AI, who had come over, stared at Kyosuke in the distance with a grim expression. Just now, I was actually played by a yellow-haired child like a monkey. This, for AI, for being the son of third rakeage. What a humiliation. Shame. Resentful. Shame. Anger. All kinds of angry emotions flooded into my heart like spring water. Kill him. Be sure to kill Uchiha Kyosuke for him. Forehead. Seeing the one who was so angry that he was about to swallow up his future fourth rakeage, Kyosuke could not help but wipe his nose. What happened to you just now has nothing to do with me. At that time, the embarrassment that Aina almost stuck her head on the ground. Kyosuke thought about it for a while, and thought it would be better to leave it alone. After that, Kyosuke added, "It's all your own making." 55 boom. Kyosuke's words directly tore off the last fig leaf on AI's body. At this moment, AI only felt like a volcanic eruption in his mind. His short yellow hair stands straight up. Seeing this, Kyosuke also stopped talking. Looking at AI whose hair was standing on end, Kyosuke's expression gradually became serious. Now, the appearance of AI Ta's hair standing up is not caused by himself. Rather, he has entered the strongest state. Seeing AI's hair all standing up, Kyosuke narrowed his eyes. This is amazing. I was afraid that I might have stabbed into a hornet's nest and completely angered the future fourth Raikage. Kyosuke swears, he really didn't mean it. Age. And he really didn't expect that he was just hurting AI. The future fourth Raikage said a few words, and he went into a frenzy on the spot. Now, the state that AI enters is Lightning Style's strongest armor. That's right, the current AI is his full strength. When in full force, AI's hair will stand up, and Lightning Style will exert its maximum power. AI in full strength. His movement speed is so fast that he can match the beauty of Namake's Minato. Instant technique. AI is attacking. A second ago, AI was more than 10 meters away from Kyosuke. But in the next second, in the blink of an eye, AI's figure turned into a blue lightning bolt and disappeared directly from Kyosuke's sight. Not only that, but Kyosuke doesn't even feel AI is there. So fast, Kyosuke was taken aback. Kyosuke didn't dare to be too big, and when he couldn't perceive AI, he immediately opened Observation Haki. Observation Haki. Kyosuke's mind was tense, and he searched and sensed Aina's disappearing figure with all his might. Front? No. Left? No. No. It's on the right. 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 When he caught the slight air movement on the right, Kyosuke reacted wisely. Ask for flowers. However, this seems to be a bit late. In desperation, Kyosuke could only passively defend. Armed. Hardened. I saw that Kyosuke's upper body was covered with black armament haki, and his hands blocked the key points to minimize damage. Lightning Style. Heavy flow. Suddenly, AI appeared to the right of Kyosuke, concentrated Lightning Style chakra on his elbow, and slammed into Kyosuke fiercely. Although, Kyosuke has now opened the 5th gate of the 8 inner gates and also blessed armament haki. However, when he had endured AI's critical attack abruptly, no matter how perverted Kyosuke's physique was, he couldn't bear it. Soon, Kyosuke couldn't resist and was directly knocked out by AI's heavy flow. AI in full strength is very strong. However, on the way out, Kyosuke had already exerted most of his strength. Soon, Kyosuke's figure stopped. No, with my current state of opening 5th gate, it's impossible to win this human-tailed beast. Grandma, AI, this guy is a reckless man. Forced to grit his teeth, Kyosuke, who had endured AI's severe violence, was a little unhappy in his heart. Although, AI's move did not have any effect on Kyosuke. This kid, it's not that simple. Seeing that Kyosuke was stunned, AI was quite surprised when he made a note when he was in full strength, but he was still fine. He knows how strong the power of this heavy stream of violence is when he is at his full strength. It's rude to say that with this heavy blow, he can kill an elite jonin in seconds without being caught off guard. But the Uchiha Kyosuke in front of him could not only react, but also resist it. It's outrageous. What makes AI even more bizarre is that Uchiha Kyosuke's head, his hands. Why did these parts of the body suddenly turn black? Kyosuke's kick was the same before, but AI didn't pay much attention to it at the time. But now, Kyosuke's upper body turned black, which was too obvious. What the hell is this? Does this belong to gymnastics? Or ninjutsu? Or ninja? Why have I never seen such a strange body technique before? Not only that, but AI has never even heard of it. However, in the fight against Kyosuke, AI can feel it. At the same time that Kyosuke suddenly turned black, his attack power and defense ability also increased a lot. Chapter 178. Boy, how could your body become like this? Your move is a physical technique? Why have I never heard of such a physical art? Looking at Kyosuke, who was knocked out by his own heavy current, AI couldn't help asking. AI was really curious about Kyosuke's strange move. Although there is still pain in his arms now, Kyosuke still gave AI an intriguing smile. How about my self-created physique? It's amazing. 39 It was actually created by him? How can that be? AI was shocked. This incomparably powerful body technique actually came from the hands of a teenage kid at most. I don't even dare to believe it if I kill AI. But, in fact, whether Kyosuke's words are true or false, May 17th, in fact, AI is somewhat clear in his heart. According to the information, AI learned that Kyosuke is not only very powerful in Taijutsu, but also created many powerful Taijutsu by himself. This trick turns the body black, and the attack power and defense power will be greatly enhanced. It's possible that Uchiha Kyosuke created it himself. Uchiha Kyosuke, simply a genius. No, the name of genius can no longer describe him. A 10-year-old child not only is very powerful in physical skills, but also created this strange and powerful physical skills. This is simply a freak, a monster. Thinking of this, the killing intent in AI's eyes became more intense. If this son can't be used by Cloud Shinobi, then he must get rid of himself. Otherwise, if the freak Uchiha Kyosuke is allowed to grow up completely, for them Cloud Shinobi, definitely a huge threat. There is absolutely no doubt about it. At this time, AI's attitude towards Kyosuke is the same as that of Sunagake year before. They are all afraid that Kyosuke has grown up completely and will pose a huge threat to their village. But, forehead, it seems that Kyosuke has already caused a lot of threats to them now. If we wait for Kyosuke to grow up, then what? Boy, you are very nice. 35 AI suddenly spoke to Kyosuke. When Kyosuke heard this, he couldn't help but be taken aback. What's going on? I'm very optimistic about you. Are you interested in coming to our Cloud Shinobi village? 99 AI spoke very succinctly and directly through an olive branch to Kyosuke. Kyosuke, looking at AI in front of him, Kyosuke's face was a little bit stunned. Obviously, what AI said to Kyosuke just now made Kyosuke unable to react. Take care of me? Kyosuke was stunned for a while. Then he stretched out his finger and pointed at himself. Then, Kyosuke pointed his finger at AI again. You mean, let me join you in Cloud Shinobi village? Kyosuke was happy. He really didn't expect that the son of Third Raikage, would actually treat him. Thinking of this, a playful smile appeared on Kyosuke's face. Interesting. What a lot of fun. Immediately after, Kyosuke turned his eyes slightly, wanting to see what AI would do next. Seeing Kyosuke's unbelievable expression and pointing to his side, AI nodded and said solemnly, That's right. 35. Our Cloud Shinobi village has always cherished talents very much. As long as you join us in Cloud Shinobi, we can hold you back for the things you did to us before. 39. Having said that, AI squinted at Kyosuke. Uchiha Kyosuke, your talent is very good, especially in Taijutsu. You have amazing potential. And our Cloud Shinobi village is good at ninjutsu. If you join us, you can learn all the ninjutsu in our village. Besides, with Konoha's current strength, it is impossible to compare with our Cloud Shinobi village. Mentioning this, AI's face was arrogant. If you stay in Konoha, it will only drag you down. The only choice is to join us in Cloud Shinobi. Uchiha Kyosuke. 35 AIE talked at length, and what he said seemed to make sense. However, when Kyosuke heard that, he laughed. This future fourth Raikage just wanted to pry himself away from Konoha by swinging his hoe and digging into walls. To this, Kyosuke can only reply like this. You're probably thinking about the fart. Not to mention that Kyosuke now has relatives, friends, and confidants in Konoha now. There is already a deep bond. Besides, stay in Konoha as the young master of the Uchiha clan, and become a rich second generation who can eat and drink. If you have something to do, just go to the Konoha Bubble Girl, drink and drink, listen to music, arrange flowers, play with Jade, drive dogs, go for a walk. Doesn't it taste good? AI would actually give birth to the idea of recruiting himself and letting himself join Cloud Shinobi. Kyosuke thinks, I'm afraid that AI's brain has lost. If you want me to join your Cloud Shinobi, it's not impossible. 99 for AI's recruitment. Kyosuke did not object, nor did he agree. He felt that it would be better not to reject AI him directly. For nothing else, Kyosuke just wanted to play him well, which seemed like a lot of fun. Hearing Kyosuke's answer, AI did not continue. He just looked at Kyosuke, wondering what Kyosuke would say next. Well, how about I consult your treatment first, and then reply to you? Not too much, right? Kyosuke said to Ida with a smile in his eyes. AI nodded. Yes. In my heart, AI was a little disdainful. He pondered that after he tricked Kyosuke into Cloud Shinobi village, he would directly press Kyosuke to him, and let Kyosuke hand over that weird and powerful physique first. After all, if you want to join his 5.1 Cloud Shinobi village, you must have the sincerity to join. As for whether Kyosuke can join them in Cloud Shinobi village, then it depends on Kyosuke's attitude in the future. Kyosuke asked, if I join your Cloud Shinobi village, will you let me practice your ninjutsu? 35 in my heart. AI sneered. However, when he becomes fourth Raikage in the future, he will have a chance. Moreover, The ninjutsu treasured in the village contains too many forbidden techniques. Considering that he is the son of third Reikage, it is impossible for his father to let him learn all the ninjutsu in the village. Even if he is the son of third Reikage, he doesn't have the right to learn. AI nodded. Yes, as long as you can learn, let you learn. After all, Cloud Shinobi Village is not just his family, and there are many tough old guys. Ninjutsu for you to learn? Chapter 179. Seeing that AI agreed so readily, Kaisu could see it. This guy is playing like a kid. Who is fooling? Although his current age is... Thinking of this, Kaisu sneered in his heart. Do you really think you're an idiot? However, Kaisu did not break it for the time being and continued to address. As long as I can learn, let me learn? AI nodded. Yes. When Kaisu heard this, his eyes lit up and looked at AI. That's fine, but I have to see your sincerity first. Sincerity? AI was stunned. How does he feel? This way is somewhat familiar. Sincere? AI looked at Kaisu in confusion. Kaisu nodded in response. That's right. 35, and for you, it's easy. 95, what sincerity? Kaisu said so, but it made AI himself feel a little curious. Simple for him? What is that? AI said he didn't know it himself. Seeing AI was a little stunned, Kaisu showed a meaningful smile. If I'm not mistaken, you just used your Cloud Shinobi Village's signature ninjutsu, Lightning Style Chakra Model 27, 5 Lightning Style Chakra Mode. When he heard Kaisu say this, AI already knew what Kaisu wanted. I'm not too demanding. You give me Lightning Style Chakra Mode, and I'll go to Cloud Shinobi Village. Kaisu spoke directly. What? Lightning Style Chakra Mode is handed over to you? Is it not too demanding? AI was stunned when he heard Kaisu's request. He felt that he had heard it wrong. Kaisu's demands can no longer be described as high or low. This is simply a lion's mouth. Lightning Style Chakra Mode, which developed ninjutsu by second Reikage. Although it is positioned as a Class B ninja, but it is the secret ninjutsu of the Land of Thunder. Its power is so powerful that it can't be measured by a simple B-level ninjutsu. Third Reikage's Lightning Style strongest armor is known as the strongest shield. And AI himself, relying on this Lightning Style Chakra Mode. The speed is amazing. In terms of speed, few can match him. Hearing Kaisu's so-called sincerity, AI immediately fell silent. Seeing that AI didn't reply, Kaisu couldn't help but curled his lips, a little disdainful. It seems that you have no sincerity. Che, I'm just a small request. You hesitate for a long time and dare not agree. If that's the case, then let's forget it and talk about it when you think about it one day. Kaisu's words made AI's heart sink. He looked at Kaisu and said solemnly, Chakra Mode is the secret ninjutsu of our country of thunder, and it is never easily passed on to others. Second Reikage developed Lightning Style Chakra Mode, which was passed down to its disciple Third Reikage, and Third Reikage passed it on to his son AI. So, it's true that Lightning Style Chakra Mode is Cloud Shinobi Village's esoteric ninjutsu. That's nothing to talk about, Kaisu interrupted. As if she didn't hear it, AI continued to say to Kaisu, I can't be the master of your request. Although AI can know Lightning Style Chakra Mode himself, if he can pass on the secret ninjutsu from their village to others, he can't be the master himself. However, you can join us first, and I will inform my father at that time, and let the Third Reikage be taught to you personally. So far, AI has not forgotten to draw a big round cake for Kaisu. He was thinking now, as long as he tricked Uchiha Kyosuke into Cloud Shinobi Village, and then, it's not up to him. Die. Seeing AI and thinking of drawing a pie for himself, Kaisu just laughed. He knew that his empty-handed, white wolf, and whoring Lightning Style Chakra Mode's little abacus was no use. But Kaisu didn't care, it was just a small episode. So, Kaisu didn't have the heart to continue chatting with AI. Since you are so insincere, then forget it. 35, I guess it won't be interesting even if I join your Cloud Shinobi Village. 99 Kaisu meant to decline his invitation. Little devil, I advise you not to be ignorant of praise, AI said coldly with a stern expression on his face. Kaisu refused his invitation, and in AI's opinion, he looked down on himself. Thinking about being the son of Third Reikage, cherishing talents so much, to Kaisu, his posture can be said to be well-placed. But who knows, Uchiha Kyosuke, this kid, doesn't know what to do and refuses. AI felt that his dignity had been insulted. As the son of Third Reikage, AI naturally has his arrogance. Actually, everything is negotiable. Kyosuke and AI fought Tai Chi again, and said leisurely, I heard that the girls in your cloud shinobi village are all good and very moist. Hey. Having said that, Kyosuke showed a smile that men know. If Kyosuke was so frivolous, Iban's expression turned even colder. There was even a trace of killing intent on that icy expression. Kyosuke's tone and attitude can be said to be Chi Guogua's provocation to Cloud Shinobi, hitting Cloud Shinobi Village in the face. What? The girls in our Cloud Shinobi Village are very nice. What the hell is so moist? After hearing it, others who didn't know the truth thought that Cloud Shinobi Village was a place full of lights and bars. Therefore, Kyosuke's words are simply demeaning and looking down on Cloud Shinobi Village. 520 and, facing AI, whose face was already cold and murderous, Kyosuke seemed to be unaware. Kyosuke was a little excited and continued to say, hee. So, if you Cloud Shinobi Village can take care of the old Mai, then I will reluctantly agree. There are always some things that cannot be touched in everyone's heart. But Kyosuke not only touched it, but also stabbed it with a knife. Little devil, I have to behead. Before Kyosuke could finish speaking, AI finally couldn't take it anymore. At this time, AI's body was attached to the blue thunder and lightning, and suddenly became extremely irritable. He's out. Immediately after that, he swooped down towards Kyosuke and slashed. Seeing this, Kyosuke also put away his previous bohemianism and became serious. In the face of AI's attack, Kyosuke's most rational and correct course of action was to avoid its edge. The next moment, AI, whose whole body was wrapped in blue lightning, appeared above Kyosuke. Aina's strong and burly figure disappeared from the spot in an instant. Aina's sturdy right hand with a steel ring concentrated the lightning style to a point and turned it into a hand knife. With the blessing of lightning style chakra mode, AI's attack, defense, and speed have all been greatly improved. However, Kyosuke did not intend to do so. Lightning style, lateral bolt of pain. Chop. Chapter 180. Today, Kyosuke's strength is indeed very strong, but the actual combat is still far from enough. Now that I have finally encountered an evenly matched opponent, I can completely let go of my hands and feet and fight the opponent. How could Kyosuke let go of such a good opportunity? Kyosuke wants to use AI as a whetstone for himself to make himself even more razor-sharp. Only by colliding with each other, and only by fighting with hands and feet completely, can Kyosuke learn more and become stronger. Moreover, the proficiency of the Taijutsu possessed by Kyosuke can only be improved faster in the heat of battle. At this point, the scene is extremely tense. The next moment, AI's attack is about to attack quickly. At this critical moment, Kyosuke will not sit still. Gene Lock Level 1 come. Kyosuke, who had opened the 8 inner gates, had green energy pouring out of him. At this moment, with the unsealing of the First Order Gene Lock, a more astonishing aura suddenly erupted from his body. And, with Kyosuke at the center, an invisible air wave raged and spread to the surroundings. Nanny, AI, who attacked Kyosuke with a knife in his hand, dashed and dived to attack him, clearly sensed that Kyosuke's body suddenly burst out with this huge aura. What exactly is the situation? AI can't believe it. That kind of aura was like a mysterious and powerful creature slumbering inside Kyosuke. At this moment, the cage was suddenly unsealed, and the beast woke up. And the powerful aura coming from Kyosuke made AI Ta's swooping figure pause for a while. Kyosuke there. To be honest, although Kyosuke obtained the First Order Gene Lock from the system lottery very early, he rarely used it. In fact, when the First Order Gene Lock was turned on, the side effects afterwards were too severe. That sour and painful feeling. Kyosuke said, some can't bear it. So, if not necessary, Kyosuke is not easy to use. Although, the First Order Gene Lock is very powerful. Although, Gene Lock Tier 1 can be used at the same time as 8 inner gates. However, Kyosuke still prefers opening the 8 inner gates. After all, if the First Order Gene Lock and 8 inner gates are used at the same time, the load on the body is too huge. When Kyosuke opened the First Order of Genetic Lock, he was already mentally prepared. The sour after that. With the opening of the First Order Gene Lock, Kyosuke felt that his body began to slowly transform. It was as if the beast that had been sleeping for a long time in its body finally slowly opened its indifferent and terrifying eyes. In Kyosuke's body, the fighting instinct that human beings have carried since ancient times, sleeping deep in their genes, at this moment, he finally woke up. Strength, perception, fighting instinct. With the release of the first order gene lock, Kyosuke felt that they have been greatly improved. That super perceptive ability, that sense of crisis that proactively predicts danger, that is a very mysterious feeling. Kyosuke felt that it was all so familiar, as if he was born with what he had. I didn't have them before, I lost them and forgot. But now, I remembered it and regained it. Previously, AI in lightning-style chakra mode. Even if Kyosuke opened the 5th gate of 8 inner gates, it was difficult to capture his movement trajectory. At that time, Kyosuke could only barely discern the direction of AI's attack by relying on observation haki. But now, Kyosuke, who has turned on the first order gene lock, has seen it. Although AI's speed is very fast, the attack trajectory is as fast as lightning. However, AI's attack trajectory, he saw it. At the same time, the hair on Kyosuke's body suddenly stood up. It's crisis sensing. It is Kyosuke's body's active perception of danger. 1 second, or 2 seconds. Soon, AI, who was swooping over, came to Kyosuke's side. Although, AI-ta couldn't understand why Kyosuke burst out with that powerful aura just now. However, the powerful aura that suddenly appeared on Kyosuke made AI-ta's offensive stop for a while. But this small error did not affect his performance. His speed is still as fast as lightning. No, it is possible to surpass lightning, faster than lightning. AI was extremely convinced that this time, Kyosuke would not be able to resist his attack by luck like the last time. This time, Uchiha Kyosuke must die. AI gathered lightning style on his hand knife, and with a mighty and unstoppable force, he slashed towards Kyosuke's neck brazenly. It was impossible for Uchiha Kyosuke to react to this one. It's even more impossible to resist. As for the consequences of Kyosuke, AI already knew in advance. Either the head fell, or it was seriously injured and disabled. Looking at Kyosuke's delicate face with a somewhat immature face, AI's face couldn't help showing a proud and tyrannical smile. Uchiha Kyosuke hit the road with peace of mind. However, the next moment, AI he couldn't laugh anymore. Even, the proud and cruel look on his face faded, and gradually transformed into a horrified look. AI's eyes widened as if he had seen a ghost. At that moment just now, the scene he saw, he couldn't believe it was real. This? Dodge? How is this possible? At that moment, AI-ta's hand knife, which had gathered a lot of lightning style and became extremely sharp, was about to slash Kyosuke's neck. At that moment, the hair on Kyosuke's whole body stood up. The fighting instinct of the body, at this moment of life and death, inspires breakthroughs to ultimate. Just when the extremely sharp hand knife was about to cut Kyosuke's neck, in the nick of time, Kyosuke suddenly took a small step back. In that scene, time seemed to stand still, and at the moment when time stood still, Kyosuke slowly retreated a small step. It was this small step that made AI-ta's incomparably sharp hand knife slash through the front of Kyosuke's neck, wiping the air. Another anger, Lily's, chopped the air. Chopping empty? This scene is so weird. At this moment, AI's face was full of disbelief, and his eyes were so wide that his chin was about to fall to the ground. Uchiha Kyosuke, he just dodged his attack so easily? How can that be? But, just now, AI he could see the scene so close at hand very clearly. With this simple action, he easily disintegrated his near-perfect attack. Anticipate the danger. That's right, Uchiha Kyosuke he just leaned back slightly and took a small step back. Sense of danger. And precise control of danger. Because that seemingly simple evasion is extremely difficult to do. Capturing ability. That is to be extremely pervert perception ability. From this point of view alone, AI knew that he still underestimated Uchiha Kyosuke to buy it. Chapter 181. With all of this, we can do it calmly in the line between life and death. And on the line between life and death, AI Ming asked himself, he couldn't do it himself. In this respect, I am inferior to Uchiha Kyosuke. Uchiha Kyosuke, it seems that I still underestimate you. AI, who was extremely shocked in her heart, said secretly. As soon as he followed, he just remembered that just now, Uchiha Kyosuke's body suddenly burst out with the incomparably powerful aura that was like the awakening of a beast. This, is it, Uchiha Kyosuke, the reason why he was able to defuse his near-perfect attack so easily. Lateral bolt of pain. Chop. Is it related to that? At this time, Kyosuke, whose fighting instinct had been fully stimulated, did not have any emotional fluctuations on his face. Like a deep pool, calmly daunting. Then, Kyosuke got his hands on it. Before waiting for AI, who was in shock, there were too many guesses and Kyosuke shot. Kyosuke, who took a small step back, turned around expressionlessly and raised his elbow. Armed hardening, Konoha bade rock rise. With a loud shout, AI, who was still in a state of shock and stunned, woke up. Nanny? However, when AI reacted, it was already too late. I saw Kyosuke's black 520 colored elbow covered by armament haki, with an unstoppable momentum, directly slammed into AI's chest. Genlock level 1, plus 8 inner gates, Kyosuke in this state is close to the strongest. What's more, it was such a close-range bombardment that AI couldn't react at all. Boom! With a dull sound, Kyosuke's elbow landed on AI's chest. Immediately afterwards, Aina's burly and strong body flew backwards like a kite with a broken string. Kyosuke's blow directly knocked Ida out. This strength, how is it possible? AI, who was hit and flew out, felt the sharp pain in his chest, and Jonin couldn't help showing a bit of horror on his face. Obviously, Kyosuke's sudden outburst far exceeded AI's expectations. However, before AI Duo could think about it, his expression became a little uncomfortable. In the end, AI still couldn't hold back, and spit out a mouthful of blood when he flew out. Although AI has turned on the lightning-style chakra mode and his defense has been enhanced, he finally broke his defense under Kyosuke's heavy blow. But soon, AI, who was knocked out by Kyosuke, quickly stabilized and adjusted her body on the way, relieved most of her strength and stopped. Uchiha Kyosuke. AI wiped the bloodline from the corner of her mouth and looked at Kyosuke in front of her with a gloomy expression. AI really didn't expect that in front of him. Kyosuke, the black fangs of Konoha, was even more difficult than he had imagined before. The power of Kyosuke's blow just now injured AI. However, Kyosuke's strength has been thoroughly recognized by AI. AI looked at Kyosuke, frowned, serious. Uchiha Kyosuke, he is strong. Really strong. No worse than yourself. Possibly, stronger than yourself. Thinking of this, AI's blood couldn't help but start to boil. The fighting spirit is gradually coming up. The Kingdom of Thunder is a country of martial arts, and Cloud Shinobi Village is more about power. Weak people do not deserve sympathy. Only the strong can get their respect, and encountering a strong opponent whose strength is not weaker than his own is even more rare. Although, the other party is from Konoha. Brother, are you alright? The movement caused by Kyosuke and AI was not small, and soon Killer Bee noticed something was wrong. And when Killer Bee saw his eldest brother, Uchiha Kyosuke actually kicked him and vomited blood. Killer Bee was a little restless. While dealing with Namikaze Minato's attack, he kept turning his head and shouting towards AI, "Hold on, big brother, I'll come to help later." Killer Bee really did not expect that the kid named Uchiha Kyosuke was so powerful. Big brother, I was actually beaten to death by that kid. You must know that his eldest brother is very strong, even more powerful than him. Bye. How careful you are, AI said in a deep voice. AI knows that Namikaze Minato's strength is not much worse than his own. When Killer Bee said to help himself, AI refused directly. Don't worry here, I can handle it. At this time, AI was also beaten out by Kyosuke. If it was put before, AI might not be too opposed to the two brothers, teaming up to kill one person together. After all, the combination of Abby and the two brothers can maximize their strength. But it's different now. If AI really joins forces with Bai and attack Kyosuke together, doesn't that mean that he AI? It takes a helper to beat a teenage kid? If that's the case, it's just insulting him. AI, being the son of third Raikage, his pride would not allow him to do this either. What's more, now that Killer Bee is facing Namikaze Minato, Killer Bee is a little too busy to take care of himself. How can he help him? His elder brother said so. Killer Bee can only give up. Whoosh. With the sound of Kunai Pokongsheng, Killer Bee had to withdraw his mind and concentrate on dealing with Namikaze Minato's attack. Kyosuke was a little surprised when he saw AI, who suffered a heavy blow from himself and spat out a mouthful of blood, but was still fine. Kyosuke knew exactly how powerful the blow he just had was. To put it directly, killing an elite jonin directly, this is very simple. Can put it on AI, but only spit out a mouthful of blood. Then no more. The defense of this pervert. It seems that AI, who is turned on the lightning-style chakra mode, is still not to be underestimated. In his heart, Kyosuke said secretly. Yes, it seems to be quite resistant. 55 Kyosuke looked towards AI and praised him. AI's eyes narrowed after hearing this, and now he has regarded Uchiha Kyosuke as a strong opponent who is no weaker than himself. However, what Kyosuke said next made AI angry. Feiske, I just don't know if I can resist my next move. Kyosuke's words, to be honest, are arrogant. AI was also directly provoked. He glared at Kyosuke. Little devil, although I admit that you are indeed very strong, but... However, before AI could say yes, Kyosuke went straight to it. Shave. I saw that the figure of Kyosuke, who was still standing just now, suddenly disappeared. What remained was only a little dust that was barely visible on the ground, flying up, and the green energy fading fast in the air. Over there, AI's pupil shrank suddenly. Come yet. So fast. At the same time, the thunder and lightning on AI's body suddenly rose sharply and began to crackle. Previously, I ate Kyosuke one blow. That was his own intention. But now, Ike won't make the same mistake again. In an instant, Kyosuke's figure appeared on AI's left side, who was in lightning-style defense. So fast, AI was shocked. Kyosuke's speed once again refreshed AI's perception of it. The punch covered by the black armament haki, without any bells and whistles, was just a bland punch, slamming straight towards AI. However, there is a surging threat. Chapter 182. AI, whose lightning-style chakra was soaring around him, glared angrily, and his aura was no less than that of Kyosuke, who suddenly attacked. Little devil, stop looking down on people. AI gritted her teeth and shouted loudly. His lightning-style chakra-covered fist, the size of a small sandbag, was aimed directly at the fist that slammed into Kyosuke. Boom! A loud noise, accompanied by agitated air waves, quickly spread to the surroundings with the two at the center. Big brother. Not far away, he kept paying attention to Kyosuke and Killer Bee on AI's side. And after hitting Namikaze Minato's kunai with the Flying Thunder God technique engraved into the air with his sword, he looked over there. And Namikaze Minato's figure suddenly came from behind Killer Bee, where the Flying Thunder God technique was left behind. Around this place, there are already quite a few kunai engraved with the Flying Thunder God technique. It can be said that this is the domain of the Flying Thunder God belonging to Namikaze Minato. Immediately afterwards, he silently punched the Rasengan in his hand towards Killer Bee and left. Rasengan. Bye. Be careful behind. Eight Tails Gyuki in Killer Bee's body shouted and reminded. Damn it. It's coming again. It's really hard to deal with. Eight Tails reminded Killer Bee for a moment. Soon, Killer Bee also responded very quickly. Under the blessing of the tail animal clothes, an Eight Tails tentacle appeared behind him, and he directly attacked it with his back facing the blind field of vision. Bump! Rasengan and Eight Tails tentacles collided, and Rasengan's terrifying, overbearing, destructive power directly crushed Eight Tails' tentacles. When Namikaze Minato uses Flying Thunder God, he always likes to use it with Rasengan. Although this trick is very fixed, it seems to be flat. Nothing surprising. But I have to say that this move, Flying Thunder God and Rasengan, is still a great threat to the enemy. Using Flying Thunder God's super maneuverability and agility, when the enemy is unexpected, he will carry the Rasengan to attack the past. And Rasengan's destructive power is great. As long as the enemy hits this trick, it can be said that even if they don't die, they will be severely disabled. Have you blocked it? Sure enough, it's the Eight Tails Jinchuriki. Seeing that his offensive was blocked, Namikaze Minato felt sorry for Chunin. At the moment when Eight Tails' tentacles blocked Rasengan's attack behind him, Killer Bee also turned around. Sensitive skills, coupled with those 7 extremely sharp knives, greeted Namikaze Minato directly. This blow failed, and Namikaze Minato didn't want to fight too much, so he pulled back. Killer Bee's swordsmanship is quite a threat to him. At this time, Namikaze Minato couldn't help but look at Kyosuke's side. At this point, Kyosuke and AI are fighting hard. Moreover, looking at the battle, Kyosuke actually slightly overwhelmed AI Ta. This situation let Namikaze Minato sigh very much. Kyosuke's power, Namikaze Minato knew, but it was still a bit beyond his imagination. Following him, Namikaze Minato withdrew his gaze, his face straightened, and he looked seriously at Killer Bee who was attacking. Now his first task is to deal with the Eight Tails Jinchuriki. Killer Bee. This is also the biggest help to Kyosuke. One big and one small. The two fists collided fiercely with each other. On AI's body, the lightning flashed non-stop. In Kyosuke's body, that green energy continued to overflow. There was a huge force coming from the fist he felt, and Kyosuke couldn't help but twitch the corner of his mouth and looked straight at AI in front of him. The smile at the corner of Kyosuke's mouth made AI, who was already nervous, even more nervous. Armed hardened, Tempest Kick. As soon as Kyosuke stepped back, most of his strength was withdrawn. He leaned back slightly, then tightened his thighs and swiped forward sharply. Immediately, an incomparably fierce, slashing wave slashed towards AI in front of him. Not good. Sure enough, AI's expectations were right. This Uchiha Kyosuke used it again, and attacked with his own bizarre body technique. Despite Kyosuke's attack, Tempest Kick hit AI so close. But in AI's heart, he had been prepared for a long time. So for this chop wave, AI just turned to one side suddenly, dodging the past at an extremely fast speed. Call out. The slashing wave that ripped apart the air came close to the front of AI's face and flew out. Boom, boom, boom. Behind him, in that large forest, there were many huge trees, all of which were cut in half by Tempest Kick. Kyosuke's Tempest Kick, this power, when AI saw it, he could not help breaking out in a cold sweat. If the slash just now hit him, then he must be badly injured too. Although under the blessing of lightning-style chakra mode, the defense has been greatly enhanced. But if he was hit, AI he would be a little overwhelmed. Oh, dodged. Kyosuke couldn't help but be amazed that AI was able to dodge his own slash at such a close distance. Not bad, you are quite fast. With a playful corner of Kyosuke's mouth, he said to AI. However, Kyosuke's smile, in AI's eyes, turned out to be extremely ironic. And the ninjas around, there are Konoha, there are Cloud Shinobi. At this moment, they all stopped their hands subconsciously and were stunned. What did they see? AI, the son of Third Raikage, was beaten by a teenager. Cloud Shinobi Village, their incomparably powerful Lord AI, actually suppressed by Black Fangs. This is simply, can't believe it. All the ninjas in Cloud Shinobi Village were shocked. However, Konoha Shinobi fans were all excited when they saw it. Before, Cloud Shinobi was led by AI and Killer Bee, and their Konoha had been suppressed by Cloud Shinobi all the time, and the suppression had some psychological shadows. On the battlefield, the Konoha Shinobi are even more kind. In the face of Cloud Shinobi under the leadership of AI, they will definitely lose the shadow of Konoha. However, this shadow was quietly broken because of Kyosuke's appearance. What did they see at this time? Uchiha Kyosuke, Konoha's Black Fangs, actually suppressed AI, the son of Third Raikage of Cloud Shadow Village. How not to get the Konoha Shinobi fans excited? Back to AI here. The playful smile at the corner of Kyosuke's mouth was, in AI's opinion, extremely ironic. AI thinks Uchiha Kyosuke doesn't care about him at all. What a crimson irony this is. At this moment, AI stared at Kyosuke in front of him. Uchiha Kyosuke, you are indeed strong. However, next, taste my blow. 35 After speaking, AI jumped up, and the burly body flew to the sky above. Chapter 183. Oh, is this battle going to make a big move? Interesting. Kyosuke looked up at AI in the sky, but he wanted to see what the other party was trying to do. Above the air, AI looked down at Kyosuke below, and then suddenly raised his feet high, and countless lightning-style chakra gathered on his feet. Lightning-style guillotine drop. After accumulating power for a long time, it exploded with AI's roar. The right foot that gathered countless lightning-style chakras, like a battle axe, fell from top to bottom and slashed towards Kyosuke below. Guillotine drop. Just as Aina slashed down like a battle axe, all the hairs on Kyosuke's body stood up. Gene-lock first-order crisis sensing, danger prediction. Kyosuke was shocked. To be able to make him react like this, the power of AI's move must be incomparably powerful. Be sure to dodge. Otherwise, if you are hit, you will be seriously injured if you don't die. At this time, Kyosuke had this idea in his heart. In this critical situation, Kyosuke did not dare to be careless. Seeing AI above the sky, the slashing like a battle axe was about to fall. Observation Haki. Open instantly. Boom. 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 Guillotine drop. Hashtag. Accompanied by a loud bang. Smoke and dust rose in an instant. The people around couldn't see clearly at all, but the figures of AI and Kyosuke were among them. I don't even know if AI's move just now hit Kyosuke. Who wins? Who loses? Kyosuke and AI also calmed down after the loud bang just now. After the smoke slowly dissipated, everyone present was staring at the smoke and dust, trying to see the situation clearly. However, After seeing the situation inside clearly, both the Cloud Shinobi Ninja and the Konoha Shinobi were stunned. There, only AI Ta alone. Also, a huge deep pit. That was smashed by AI. His guillotine dropped just now. With one blow, it's terrifying. But here, only AI's figure. But no Uchiha Kyosuke? What's going on? Is it Uchiha Kyosuke was killed by AI? Thinking of this, Konoha Shinobi felt uneasy, and a look of despair appeared on his face. Even their powerful Black Fangs in Konoha village were defeated by AI, the son of Third Raikage. Cloud Shinobi Ninja looked at AI with a frenzy in his eyes. That Black Fang, has Lord AI killed him? The Cloud Shinobi Ninja and Konoha Shinobi present had different expressions. Some are sad and desperate, others are excited and ecstatic. However, AI, who appeared after the dust had dissipated, did not have the joy of victory on his face. On the contrary, at this time, AI's face was extremely ugly. Because he knew that his blow just now, it was chopped up again. Another blow that slashed the air and slashed the earth. At this time, AI, he was already very aggrieved in his heart. He gritted his teeth, his angry expression, his eyes widened and terrifyingly wide. Chopping is empty. Let Uchiha Kyosuke dodge it again. Hateful. The incomparable feeling of suffocation and unpleasantness lingered in AI's heart for a long time. AI clenched her teeth and stood on the spot with her head bowed slightly. After a while, AI Fang raised his head. AI looked around, but still couldn't see Kyosuke. As if Kyosuke had already been killed by him. Uchiha Kyosuke, are you still out? After AI shouted angrily, Kyosuke still did not appear. Everyone present looked at each other in dismay. Is it Uchiha Kyosuke was not killed by AI Ta? Bad acting. How long are you going to act? 35 boring. Seeing Kyosuke ignore him, AI couldn't help but get even more angry. In his opinion, Kyosuke's behavior is contempt for his red fruit. Is this playing monkey tricks? Ah, I was accidentally discovered by you. The voice came from the other side. At the same time, Kyosuke's figure gradually appeared in the eyes of everyone present. That handsome boy, dressed in a ninja vest, with a Konoha forehead protector on his head, had a playful smile on his lips. Uncle, I have to say, your power is really scary. Kyosuke sighed with emotion, and when AI heard it, his eyes shrank suddenly. When was his speed so fast that he couldn't even hit anyone? Did he slow down? Has the strength changed? No, it's Uchiha Kyosuke who is faster than him. Thinking of this, AI's scalp felt a little numb. When he is in Thunder Chakra mode, his speed is already extremely fast. However, in this case, his speed is actually faster than... Can't beat Uchiha Kyosuke. Uchiha Kyosuke, you are an opponent worthy of my attention. AI looked at Kyosuke, and her face gradually became solemn. He took a deep breath, and after a long time, he slowly exhaled. Originally, AI wanted to use the blow just now to end Kyosuke. No matter how bad it is, his blow just now, guillotine drop, can knock Kyosuke hard. However, AI was far from expecting it, and after all, he took it for granted. Not only did he not hit Kyosuke hard, he didn't even touch Kyosuke's body with this heavy blow. It's outrageous. It can't be dragged on any longer. At this time, AI thought to himself, if it goes on like this, it is very likely that something will happen. Moreover, in the battle with Kyosuke just now, he used his strongest moves. Those are extremely exhausting his physical strength and chakra. However, AI he had this idea, but he didn't think of it. At this moment, Kyosuke had the same concerns as him. 5.1 Open 8 Inner Gates 5th Gate, plus Gene Lock Level 1. In this state, Kyosuke's physical strength was exhausted. Every minute and second he dragged on, his odds of winning diminished. However, what makes Kyosuke a little depressed is, after fighting with AI until now, the guy just spit out a mouthful of blood, and it seemed like nothing was wrong. This guy is too special to be beaten. It really deserves to be a human-shaped tailed beast, a livestock. Kyosuke rolled his eyes a few times, thinking, no, if I continue to spin with this guy, I will definitely not be able to spin it. Gotta figure out a way. Immediately, Kyosuke thought that he still had that trick, so he was sure. Kyosuke looked towards AI, his eyes full of war. Bring it on. Just keep going. Let's see who's shy first. Chapter 184. Just when AIC was thinking, he couldn't continue to delay, and he wanted to end the battle quickly. Just in time, AI met Kyosuke's very provocative look. In just a split second, AI knew what Kyosuke's eyes meant. Go on. Whoever persuades is a softie. Nanny? This Chigwug was provocation. With AI, he's arrogant and arrogant temperament. How can he bear it? AI stared straight at Kyosuke. See who's afraid of whom. Seeing that AI's aura was still facing him, Kyosuke couldn't help squinting his eyes. Huh? Interesting. Coincidentally, Kyosuke also wanted to fight Ado to hone his proficiency in Taijutsu. You must know that the use of Taijutsu in battle is the most effective way to improve your proficiency in systemic Taijutsu. Shave. With a teleport, Kyosuke's figure instantly disappeared from the spot. Here we go again. After seeing Kyosuke's figure disappear in an instant, AI was secretly vigilant. At the same time, the thunder attribute chakra in AI's body burst out. The armor of lightning style covered AI's entire body in an instant, and the lightning was as indestructible as an armor. AI's ultimate form broke out again. Armed, flowing water rock shattering fist. 35 or an unpretentious punch, covered in black armament haki. But in this punch, there is a column of water and light waves surrounding the blue, like an undercurrent surging under the deep sea. Lightning style one lateral bolt of pain. Chop. Facing Kyosuke's super punch, which was more powerful than the previous one, AI didn't think much about choosing a straight punch. I saw AI a body flicker technique and quickly distanced himself from Kyosuke. Immediately after, he jumped in the air, gathering lightning-style chakra heavily on his right hand. After all preparations were completed, AI dived straight down and gave Kyosuke, who had punched up, a hand knife. But don't underestimate AI's hand knife strike. AI once used this blow to severely injure Eight Tails Gyuki. You know, the current Eight Tails Gyuki, its missing left corner, is what AI chopped off with this lateral bolt of pain. Chop. Fist versus knife slash. Lateral bolt of pain. Chop from AI's strongest guy. The battle is on. In full swing. And the Cloud Shinobi ninjas and Konoha Shinobi's side also fought fiercely together without fear of life and death. Come on. Kill the Cloud Shinobi bastards. Master Kyosuke has already suppressed AI. The son of Third Raikage. There is nothing to be afraid of. Kill them. Avenge your dead comrade. Kill. The battle between Kyosuke and AI has reached a fever pitch. I don't know how long it took. Incomparably heavy breathing sounded from time to time on the battlefield of Kyosuke and AI. Lightning-style lariat. Boom. The crisis was temporarily relieved when AI used a blow lariat to push back Kyosuke, who had come from the bully. AI depanted and stared gloomily at Kyosuke, who appeared not far away. At this moment, Aina's sturdy arm with a steel ring could not help but tremble slightly. After such a long head-to-head battle with Kyosuke, each time it was a straight-up fight. Rao is Aina, who is comparable to a chakra like a tailed beast. With that powerful physique, he can't stand it. AI really did not expect that Uchiha Kyosuke would be so difficult. He has already turned on the strongest mode, the armor of lightning style. In this situation, against Uchiha Kyosuke, he still didn't have the slightest advantage. Not only that, but the current AI is almost at the end of the battle. On the other hand, in Kyosuke's place, except that he was not as aggressive as before, he still seemed to be fine. There's not much left of chakra. In AI's heart, she couldn't help but worry. If you continue to stalemate with this kid like this, then, ending. AI doesn't need to think too much. It must be his own fiasco. When she thought that she would be defeated by a little devil like this, AI felt unwilling in her heart. If I really lost to Uchiha Kyosuke, that would be the greatest humiliation in AI's life. Of course, just when AI's face was cloudy and uncertain, and he was extremely scrupulous. At this time, Kyosuke's state was not much better. Don't look at the Kyosuke people as if they are nothing, but only he himself knows that now he can say that he basically has no fighting power. After a high-intensity confrontation with AI, Kyosuke was still a little lacking. After all, the age gap is there. It seems that the strength still needs to be strengthened. Kyosuke looked at the condition of his body and couldn't help crying and laughing. If you continue to be tough, you may not be able to grind to death. AI Na is a human-shaped tailed beast with rough skin and thick flesh. 8 inner gates and gene lock first order status. It's almost there. After checking his state, Kyosuke muttered. As soon as Kyosuke finished speaking, he only felt a sudden throbbing in his chest, followed by a rapid throbbing. Heart. As if to burst out suddenly, jump out in general. F number 7. Kyosuke's heart froze. Immediately afterwards, a monstrous pain, like sea water, quickly invaded and poured into Kyosuke's body. 8 inner gates, and the after effects of the gene lock first order, exploded outright. The outburst of side effects, the severe pain directly exceeded Kyosuke's expectations. It can be said that this is no less than the severe tearing pain 523 when the first order gene lock was opened for the first time, the kind that makes people die in pain. HHHHHHHHABAJ. That kind of pain really hurts into the bone marrow and penetrates deep into the soul. Rao is that no matter how persistent Kyosuke is, no matter how determined his will is, he still can't bear to cry out. On the forehead, a lot of sweat seeped out, and the temples were already wet. Call. Call Kyosuke gritted his teeth forcefully, gasping for breath. In the end, Kyosuke's face was pale, and he half knelt on the ground. What's going on? The abnormal situation on Kyosuke's side was quickly noticed by AI. Not right. AI couldn't help frowning and looked towards Kyosuke. When AI noticed Kyosuke's pale face, and when his body began to sway weakly, he already knew something in his heart. Is it? Sure enough, Uchiha Kyosuke. AI looked at Kyosuke, who was already at the end of the battle, and squinted slightly. Although I don't know what your self-created physique is, you must pay a corresponding price to get that kind of superpower. In the ninja world, there are many secret techniques, or forbidden techniques, which can make people gain unimaginable power in a short period of time. But afterwards, the caster has to pay an extremely heavy price. Chapter 185. From AI's point of view, the mysterious and powerful taijutsu that Kyosuke used before was of this type. Thinking of this, AI couldn't help but feel a little balanced. After all, from AI's point of view, it would be a bit embarrassing for Kyosuke to beat him by relying solely on physical skills, even if he didn't lose. However, if Kyosuke used the occult technique or the forbidden technique to forcibly gain great power, that would be another matter. What? Happy? Aware of AI, there was some relief in his words. Kyosuke resisted the severe pain in his body, and the corner of his mouth curled slightly. Kyosuke looked up at AI, the corner of his mouth still showing a little playfulness. Seeing Kyosuke's appearance, AI was very upset. Kyosuke's playful smile, this lofty attitude, was especially dazzling in AI's eyes. Little devil, pay attention to your attitude. Now, what qualifications do you have to fight against me? 39. When AI said this, a bit of murderous intent flashed in his eyes. Before, Kyosuke had angered himself one after another and made himself lose face. Now Kyosuke is already at the end of the game, and he has no ability to resist at all. AI doesn't mind taking this opportunity to kill Kyosuke. Hearing AI's arrogant words, Kyosuke just laughed. Do you think? Now I am the meat on the chopping board, and you can slaughter it? AI stared at Kyosuke, who seemed to be still resisting with a gloomy expression. Is not it? AI couldn't understand. In this situation, what qualifications does Kyosuke have to be arrogant in front of him? Thinking of this, the killing intent in AI's eyes became even more intense. This son must not be left behind. Uchiha Kyosuke must be killed. In my heart, AI had already made up his mind. Want to kill me, of course. Kyosuke's tone paused for a while, and then he said with great disdain, It's impossible. Uncle, I advise you to go back and practice the boy kung fu for a few more years. Maybe there is still a chance to kill me. As soon as Kyosuke's voice fell, AI, who was on the opposite side, couldn't bear it any longer. Uchiha Kyosuke. AI's instant body technique. The figure turned into a blue lightning, directly attacked the past. Go to hell. Arrogant brat. AI turned a knife into his right hand and slashed towards Kyosuke with a grim expression on his face. From AI's point of view, Kyosuke was already at the end of his shot at this time, and he didn't have the extra strength to continue fighting with him. With his own chop, he could cut off Uchiha Kyosuke's head directly. With the blessing of lightning-style chakra mode, AI's arm is as sharp as a sharp blade. Kyosuke, be careful. In the distance, Namake's Minato, who had already sensed something was wrong, couldn't help but feel anxious when he saw that Kyosuke was in danger. Namake's Minato wants to go quickly and save Kyosuke, but, however, he was entangled by Killer Bee and could not escape at all. Won't let you pass, Namake's Minato. Killer Bee stood in front of Namake's Minato and touched the sunglasses with his hand. Don't want to interfere with Big Brother. After that, Killer Bee launched a more severe attack on Namake's Minato. However, just when AI's chop was about to fall, at this critical moment, at this extremely dangerous moment, Kyosuke moved. With the last bit of strength he had left, Kyosuke finally activated that taijutsu. Dance of the Sky. I saw that Kyosuke leaned back, deftly dodging AI's slash. Immediately afterwards, Kyosuke's body suddenly flew into the sky in a strange way. Nanny? Looking at Kyosuke floating in the sky, AI's eyes almost popped out. What kind of ninjutsu is this? Can actually fly high in the sky? Could it be the light and heavy rock of Rock Shinobi? Impossible. You know it's Rock Shinobi's secret art. AI can only look at Kyosuke, who is already at the end of his force, and slip away from under his own eyes in such a grand manner. You know, you can kill him directly and easily. Was this great opportunity just missed? This AI is so angry. AI looked up at Kyosuke, who had already flown to the top of the sky, and shouted angrily, Uchiha Kyosuke, do you only know how to run away? 5 AI really got angrier the more she thought about it. The more she thought about it, the more she couldn't swallow this breath. Kyosuke, who was able to use his air dance skills and flew high in the sky, could not help but breathe a sigh of relief. As early as when he decided to fight against AI, Kyosuke had already thought about it. In any case, in the end, there must be a certain amount of spare power to be able to open the dance of the sky. This was Kyosuke's final hole card. Moreover, now that Kyosuke is in the sky, there is no way for AI to attack. Looking down at AI, who could only roar incompetently, Kyosuke just found it interesting and smiled at AI. Uncle, don't use it to provoke me. This lame method is useless to me. 39 can't be repaired. Looking at Kyosuke high up in the sky, AI could only stare dryly. Not to mention AI, he has no ninjutsu that can fly into the air. Moreover, now, AI's chakra and physical strength are almost exhausted. AI gritted her teeth and looked up at Kyosuke, who was meditating and resting in the sky, recovering his strength. With the current situation, it is basically impossible to kill the troublesome guy Uchiha Kyosuke. And then there, thinking of this, AI turned to look at his brother, Killer Bee. At this point, Killer Bee and Namikaze Minato are still fighting together, and they're fighting hard. When Namikaze Minato saw Kyosuke using the air dance to avoid danger, he could not help but breathe a sigh of relief. Kyosuke's magical physique, air dance, Namikaze Minato knows. Earlier, when supporting the Battle of Cloud Shinobi, Kyosuke often used the dance of the sky to hurry. At that time, Namikaze Minato was also very curious and envious of Kyosuke's air dance that could fly freely in the air. Namikaze Minato is indeed very strong. Even compared to Namikaze Minato, he has no advantage. Looking at Killer Bee, AI, who had already decided not to continue fighting with Kyosuke, began to analyze the situation. It has been delayed for so long, and besides, this is Konoha's main battlefield, which itself is not good for us Cloud Shinobi. After Konoha reacts, additional troops will soon come to support. Level. This plan to attack Konoha is a failure. AI looked at the battlefield, and in terms of numbers, Konoha Shinobi were much more numerous than their Cloud Shinobi. Afterwards, AI couldn't help frowning. No, I can't fight anymore otherwise. If they continue to fight, their people will definitely be devoured by the many Konoha Shinobi who have already played their morale. In this way, their Cloud Shinobi loses more than the gains and loses a lot. Thinking of this, AI has already made a decision in his heart. Chapter 186. Compare. AI shouted towards Killer Bee in the distance. Big brother. After Killer Bee resisted Namikaze Minato's attack, he pulled away and looked towards Aina. What's up? AI. Bye. There is no need to continue fighting. Come back. Killer Bee. Okay. Big brother. 35 After finishing speaking, Killer Bee, a body flicker technique, got rid of the battle with Namikaze Minato and came to AI's side. Seeing Killer Bee and AI, who joined together, Namikaze Minato was also quite afraid. Minato, instead of chasing after him, went to Kyosuke's side. Kyosuke-kun, are you alright? Namikaze Minato raised his head and shouted towards Kyosuke, who was resting for a while. It's okay. It's just a bit too much consumption. Just take a rest. Kyosuke replied. Namikaze Minato nodded when he heard the words, and his worries were much less. Just now, when Kyosuke and AI were fighting against each other, Namikaze Minato saw it. Kyosuke would consume such a huge amount of physical strength, so it's no exaggeration. AI called Killer Bee, ready to lead the troops to retreat. Looking up, AI looked at Kyosuke in the distance and above, and shouted in a deep voice, Uchiha Kyosuke. Hearing AI calling 523 himself at this time, Kyosuke looked over. A fierce light flashed in AI's eyes, looking at Kyosuke's side. Little devil, it's your fate this time. But next time, you won't have that good luck. Before AI Lin left, he did not forget to speak harshly. In any case, in terms of momentum, they Cloud Shinobi cannot lose. This stuff. Kyosuke narrowed his eyes. AI, who gave you such courage? How dare you shout and say harsh words like this? AI pretended to be like this. Kyosuke wouldn't get used to him. Kyosuke, who had regained some physical strength, said nothing. Get up, lift your legs, and swipe your legs. Armed hardening, Tempest Kick. An incomparably sharp, slashing wave flew straight towards AI. AI's eyes widened, not expecting that Uchiha Kyosuke still had enough power to attack him at this time. Just when AI was about to start, Killer Bee next to him said, "Brother, leave it to me." After Killer Bee finished speaking, he pulled out a ninja sword from his body, and the lightning-style chakra was attached to it. Lightning-style supersonic lightning-style knife. Bump. Attached to the lightning-style chakra, the ninja sword, which greatly increased its sharpness, collided with the air-slashing wave that flew over at a high speed. A knife withstood a slashing wave. Seeing this, Kyosuke, who was high in the sky, couldn't help but squinted. Attached lightning-style chakra. It turns out that the lightning-style chakra is injected into the knife, and the ultra-high-frequency vibration periodic wave is induced by the lightning style, so as to enhance the sharpness and penetrating force of the knife. Thinking of this, Kyosuke's eyes flashed. Kyosuke is really getting more and more interested in the lightning-style ninjutsu and ninjutsu in Cloud Shinobi Village. Then, Kyosuke looked down at AI below. Yo, uncle, even children will say harsh words. I see, there is no need for next time. Just now, let's continue. Look who has the last laugh. To be honest, now Kyosuke is really not afraid of AI. Not to mention that Kyosuke has air dancing skills. He can fly to high altitudes in case of danger to avoid danger. Furthermore, Kyosuke, who has the eternal buff and the soul of Taishu, has a super recovery ability. If he continues to drag on, Kyosuke will really be able to kill him. He let go of his harsh words, not only did not achieve the expected effect, but was provoked by Kyosuke. Subconsciously, AI really wanted to keep going with Kyosuke. However, AI resisted. The current situation can be said to be very unfavorable to Cloud Shinobi. The sneak attack on Konoha did not achieve the expected effect. Now the number of Konoha Shinobi is too large, and the ninjas from Cloud Shinobi are simply hard to resist. If it continues, it is very likely that the entire army will be wiped out. Brother, what should we do now? Killer Bee looked up at the arrogant Kyosuke in the sky. Immediately, Killer Bee turned his head to look at his CHFB, eldest brother. Suck. AI took a deep breath, and then exhaled heavily, trying to suppress the anger in his heart. Hold back. Don't be irritated by the kid Uchiha Kyosuke. Hold back. In AI's heart, he kept reminding himself, hold back, must hold back. In the end, AI looked at Kyosuke coldly in the sky with killing intent, and then turned around to leave. Forget it, compare. The current situation is already unfavorable for us. If we continue to consume it like this, it will only get worse. Let's go. Let's go back first. Killer Bee heard the words, and followed his elder brother AI. Okay, big brother. Soon, Cloud Shinobi withdrew, led by AI and Killer Bee. In this battle with Konoha, Cloud Shinobi did not achieve their expected goals. On the contrary, after this battle, Cloud Shinobi also lost a lot of people. It can be said that this time AI was busy working in vain. Thinking of being here, AI felt extremely aggrieved. We fought off Cloud Shinobi. Below Kyosuke, seeing Cloud Shinobi, led by AI and Killer Bee, retreated slightly embarrassed. Finally, the Konoha Shinobi who resisted and fought desperately, uttered the words that had been pressing on their hearts and wanted to roar out. We fought off Cloud Shinobi. K the Cloud Shinobi bastards. Haha, we fought off Cloud Shinobi. All this thanks to Kyosuke-sama. That's right, thanks to Kyosuke-sama. Kyosuke-sama is amazing. As expected of a village hero. 66.99, and thanks to Minato Jonin, AI's troops had already withdrawn, and there was no need for Kyosuke to remain in the air. As soon as he returned to the ground, he was greeted by the many Konoha Shinobi around him, looking at Kyosuke with fiery admiration and respect. Although, this time Kyosuke faced AI, he did not defeat AI himself. But, in the eyes of Konoha Shinobi people, this is already very remarkable. After all, they had seen it with their own eyes before. Kyosuke and AI were fighting, and Kyosuke was pressing AI to fight. This aspect alone has given Konoha Shinobi great morale. Lord Kyosuke was telling them with his actions that Cloud Shinobi was not invincible. The Shadows Cloud Shinobi left to the Konoha Shinobi before, with this battle, have dissipated a lot. At this time, Namikaze Minato stepped forward. Kayasuke looked up, and it was Minato Sunday. Kayasuke nodded. Oh, Minato-sensei, 5, it was really hard work. Years Namikaze Minato exclaimed. On the battlefield, blocking AI's offensive, and even pressing AI to fight. Chapter 187. Not everyone can do this. But, Kayasuke did it. Kayasuke waved his hand, not paying much attention. This is what it should be. After all, everyone is for the village. If you should be humble, you have to be humble, and Kayasuke doesn't mind saying a few words about flattery. Then, after Kayasuke and Namikaze Minato said a few more words, they ordered everyone to organize the battlefield and prepare to retreat. This time, this battle with Cloud Shinobi, though, Kayasuke didn't get any quest points. However, Kayasuke was full of rewards. The battle with AI made Kayasuke more clearly aware of his own shortcomings. At the same time, his fighting instinct, consciousness, experience, and physical skill proficiency have also been greatly improved. Kayasuke believes that he still has a lot of room for improvement. Time flies. Before you know it, a few months pass by. In the territory of Soup Country, Konoha Base Camp, a deep forest. It is noon. A clear drink resounded in the silent forest. Armed hardening. Finger pistol, Madara, 39 immediately after. Call out, call out, call out. Bang, bang, bang. A sharp air-breaking sound, accompanied by a dull blow, resounded in the forest. Under the sun, a young man was naked, revealing a sturdy body with a slight copper color. Sweat dripped from the boy's body from time to time. I saw the young man facing a big tree in the sky. His hands quickly attacked, and at a speed that the naked eye couldn't see clearly, he quickly shot out countless finger pistols. Countless finger pistols slammed into this tree in the sky like a torrential rain. Bang, bang, bang. Soon, this towering tree was riddled with holes. The boy stopped and took a deep breath. Then, he raised his hand and faced the towering tree in front of him. Armed hardened, fly finger pistol. By hitting the air with your fingers, a crescent-shaped air bomb is shot, and the towering tree is directly attacked. Boom. The huge towering tree in front of the boy was instantly cut off by the crescent-shaped air bomb. This power. Not bad. Kayasuke is still very satisfied with the lethality caused by the flying finger pistol. Ding. System prompt. Congratulations to host. Physique minus finger pistol. The proficiency level has been improved and reached the proficiency level. Finger pistol proficiency improved? Kayasuke couldn't help but be overjoyed. This was not a small gain. At noon, the bright sunlight shone through the jungle. The beam of light that penetrated the dense forest, with a little sunlight dust particles, was impartial and just shone on Kayasuke under the towering giant tree. The sun shone on Kayasuke's bare upper body, and the burning sensation stimulated Kayasuke from time to time. Following this beam of light, Kayasuke couldn't help but look up. The sunlight was a little dazzling, and Kayasuke couldn't help squinting his eyes, his expression a little confused. It's almost been over now, nearly 4 or 5 months. 35, that's right. It has been more than 5 months since the last time I played against AI. In these 5 months, although Cloud Shinobi and Konoha often have friction and conflict, small-scale battles also broke out from time to time. However, the large-scale war never happened again. Konoha and Cloud Shinobi, both back and forth, are testing. However, due to the involvement of Kayasuke and Namikaze Minato on the battlefield, Konoha's unfavorable situation in the Cloud Shinobi battlefield was gradually reversed. Therefore, in the past few months, the situation of Konoha is much better than that of Cloud Shinobi. During these months, Kayasuke has not been idle either. Kayasuke and Namikaze Minato form a hunting team to hunt and harvest Cloud Shinobi ninjas. Therefore, over the past 5 months, Kayasuke has accumulated a lot of quest points. And for the mission points accumulated in the past 5 months, Kayasuke has drawn 3 prizes. The blow that Kayasuke used just now, finger pistol, was a physique that was won by lottery. In addition, Kayasuke also won Moonwalk by lottery. As a result, Marine's 6 styles, Paper Arts, Iron Body, Tempest Kick, Shaved, Finger Pistol, Moonwalk, Marine's 6 styles, Kayasuke are all complete. Besides, in the last lottery draw, Kayasuke won, but it wasn't Taijutsu. It turned out to be an extremely rare permanent buff. That's right, it's a permanent buff. Tough. Permanent buff, tenacity, after leaving combat. restore 2% of maximum health every 5 minutes. Kyosuke still remembers the scene at that time when he won the perpetual buff in the lottery. Kyosuke was stunned. At that moment, Kyosuke only felt like he was possessed by the European emperor. Kyosuke really didn't expect that the lottery would actually be able to draw this extremely rare and precious tenacious perpetual buff. Seeking flowers, you must know that the first permanent buff of the system, the soul of body art, the training income of body art is increased by 1000%. That is the system's own. Now, Kyosuke has another invincible buff. I have to say that the system's quest point lottery has always brought surprises to Kyosuke. There are all kinds of strange and powerful physical arts. There is a magical limit potion. Now there is one more, extremely rare permanent buff. Kyosuke is eager to know, after this, what else will be drawn in the system lottery. However, there is no doubt that system produced must be a boutique. This, a little too far. Back to reality. The sun was a little harsh, and Kyosuke slowly retracted his gaze. He grabbed a towel and wiped the sweat off his upper body. Kyosuke has grown a lot over the past 5 months in the Cloud Shinobi battlefield, and Kyosuke's strength has been improved a lot. Kyosuke pondered for a while, and then opened the system interface. Physiotherapy yyds system host. Uchiha Kyosuke abilities. 3 body technique, beginner. Konoha fluid technique, master. Paper arts, grandmaster. Iron body, grandmaster. Tempest kick, grandmaster. Shaved, grandmaster. Finger pistol, proficient. Moonwalk, proficient. Flowing water rock shattering fist, grandmaster. Armament Haki, grandmaster. Observation Haki, proficient. 8 inner gates, 5th gate. Gene lock. Level 1. Wolf Fong 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 fist, proficient. Dancing sky, proficient. Eternal buff, soul of Taishu. Taishu's training income increases by 1000%. Permanent buff, tenacity. Recovers 2% of maximum health every 5 minutes after leaving combat. Mission point. 111 points. The current main quest. 3 battles to fame. Mission introduction. Host emerges in the 3 wars and becomes famous. Quest rewards. 10 quest points for every genin killed, 30 quest points for chunin, 100 quest points for jonin, and 500 quest points for Kaga level. At the end of the 3 battles, another reward will be given according to the degree of the host's fame. Daily tasks. 5,000 positive punches, 5,000 deep squats, and 50 kilograms to run 20 kilometers. Mission reward. 5 mission points overnight. Chapter 188. In 5 months, Kyosuke's combat experience, awareness, and proficiency in physical art have been greatly enhanced. The physical skills obtained by lottery, finger pistol, and moonwalk have been improved to the proficiency level. Not only that, the proficiency of Lyashian Shattering Fist and Armament Haki has broken through to the Grandmaster level. In addition, Observation Haki has also been raised to the proficiency level. Kyosuke clenched his fists tightly, and an incomparable strength filled his body. With Kyosuke's current strength, if he meets AI again, Kyosuke believes that he has the strength to suppress him. Instead of struggling with AI 5 months ago, when he came to a deep pool of a clear spring, Kyosuke scooped up the clear spring water. Goo. The coolness of the spring water immediately calmed the heat in Kyosuke's May 27th heart. Happy. In the deep pool of spring water, Kyosuke drank happily. Inadvertently bowing his head, Kyosuke looked at his own reflection on the water and was a little lost. Come to think of it, it has been almost a year since I left the village. Time flies so fast. Kyosuke couldn't help but feel a little emotional. Over the past year, Kyosuke's appearance has also changed a lot, becoming more handsome and determined. The immaturity in that age has faded a lot under the baptism of war. Kyosuke's height has also grown a lot. To outsiders, they would definitely think that Kyosuke was a boy of 14 or 15 years old. I don't know how my brother is doing now. Kyosuke looked at his own reflection in the water and muttered. According to the information in the family, Kyosuke knew about his cheap brother. Now, Uchiha Fugaku is still stationed in the coastal area of Konoha, in case Kirigakure will suddenly attack from behind Konoha. And Kyosuke also heard that some time ago, Kirigakure was about to move and started to do some action. I know. A slight sound came from the dense forest on the side. Kyosuke quickly retracted his mind and glanced in that direction slightly warily. There are a lot of small moves on Cloud Shinobi's side. In this dense forest, it is not ruled out that Cloud Shinobi will attack. But, as soon as he came, Kyosuke could not help but breathe a sigh of relief. Kyosuke sensed that there was no malice in the person who came. Is one's own. Soon, A figure appeared in the jungle on the side, the ninja with the forehead protector of Konoha village. Kyosuke-sama. When the Konoha shinobi saw Kyosuke, there was admiration in his eyes, and then he said respectfully, "Today, Kyosuke is in Konoha base camp and has a high reputation. Anything?" 35 Kyosuke frowned slightly and asked directly. Under normal circumstances, when there is no task, Kyosuke will practice in this place. And if there is a mission, Jiraiya will send ninjas here to pass the word to Kyosuke. "Yes, Lord Jiraiya ordered that I have something important to discuss with you, so you can come over as soon as possible." 5 Kyosuke nodded. "Go back and tell Lord Jiraiya, I'll be there later." "Yes, Kyosuke-sama." After speaking, the Konoha shinobi quickly left and went back to report. Kyosuke leaned down, scooped the spring and washed his face. "Jiraiya guy, look for me at this time. Don't you want to drag me to do those drudgery again? You really treat me as a fire extinguisher." The clear spring water was very cold, and after washing his face, Kyosuke's brain became more and more sober. In the past few months, whenever Konoha and Cloud Shinobi have conflicts and wars, that guy, Jiraiya, always asked Kyosuke to take someone over to deal with it at the first time. If it's a little trickier, let Kyosuke and Minato go together to solve it. For Kyosuke, it's all troublesome little things. Trouble is trouble, but every time you go out, you can harvest mission points. Kyosuke has some opinions, but he still can't bear those quest points. "Forget it, let's go later. The mission points are a little short now, so I still have to accumulate some more before I can draw a lottery." Kyosuke got up and stood up. Today, the mission point displayed by the system is 111 o'clock. If you want to save enough 1,000 quest points to draw a wave of prizes, you really have to work hard. However, let's take a bath first and say. After saying that, Kyosuke plunged his head into the deep pool in front of him. After taking a refreshing bath, he caught a few plump and fresh fish from the pool. On the shore on fire, grilling fish. After waiting for Kyosuke to eat and drink enough, then he hurried back towards Konoha base camp. Konoha base camp, in front of the coach's tent. Kyosuke-sama. Kyosuke-sama. When the two Konoha shinobi people saw Kyosuke coming, they were very respectful. "Kyosuke-sama, Jiraiya-sama, and Minato-sama are already waiting for you inside." Kyosuke nodded. 99 Entering the tent, Kyosuke saw Jiraiya and Namikaze Minato, who had been waiting for him. After seeing Kyosuke's figure, Namikaze Minato said with a wry smile, "Kyosuke, you're a little late." Every time someone sent a message to Kyosuke, unless it was an emergency, Kyosuke always took a long time to arrive. Is it late? I'm so sorry, Minato-sensei." Then, Kyosuke shrugged off the subject with some disdain. "But Mr. Minato, don't worry about these little things now. What tasks do you have to perform this time when you call me here?" 55 Namikaze Minato. This? Whenever Namikaze Minato said that Kyosuke was late, Kyosuke would always pass by without paying much attention. This made Namikaze Minato want to talk about Kyosuke, but it was always unsuccessful. This time, it's not about the mission. Neglected by Kyosuke, Namikaze Minato, who was slightly embarrassed, adjusted his mood slightly and said, "Unrelated to the task? What about 5.1? Kyosuke was a little puzzled. "I also heard what Teacher Jiraiya said just now. As for the situation, let Mr. Jiraiya tell you." Namikaze Minato wrote. Hearing what Namikaze Minato said, Kyosuke became a little curious and looked at Jiraiya. As for Kyosuke's habit of always being late, Jiraiya is already used to it to some extent and doesn't care much. After all, Jiraiya, he's not a stickler either. He doesn't care much about trivial matters. "Kyosuke," Jiraiya said, "this time, we received an intelligence?" Kyosuke looked at Jiraiya. "About Cloud Shinobi?" Chapter 189. Jiraiya nodded. "That's right. It's about third rakeage." "Third rakeage?" Hearing this, Kyosuke frowned and thought for a while. This third rakeage can be said to be the ceiling of the battle power of Cloud Shinobi Village today. The hell thrust of the strongest spear and the lightning style armor of the strongest shield are third rakeage's famous skills. The power is very powerful. Moreover, third rakeage has fighting power on par with 8 Tails Gyuki, Wild State. That one is the real humanoid-tailed beast. Without waiting for Kyosuke to think about it, Jiraiya continued in a deep voice. According to the information obtained, not long ago, third rakeage led a team, left Cloud Shinobi Village, and rushed to the battlefield at the border of the land of the land. When Kyosuke heard the news, a flash of inspiration flashed in his mind, and he thought of an interesting plan. However, The implementation of this plan still needs the support of Jiraiya and Namake's Minato. 27. Third Raikage went to the battlefield at the border of the land. 35. Hearing this news, Kyosuke couldn't help but ponder. Master Jiraiya, is this information reliable? If this is true, then this is indeed a very important piece of information that Kyosuke has to pay attention to. The information is very reliable, so don't worry too much about it. Jiraiya is quite authentic. After Kyosuke listened, he nodded. If this news is true, then Third Raikage goes to the frontier battlefield of the land, and if there is no accident, then it must be done with a Wagakure. After all, the shadows of a village were dispatched, and that thing, it's a bit big. A light flickered in Kyosuke's eyes, and then, Kyosuke seemed to remember something. Jiraiya-sama, I remember that Third Hokage-sama seems to be guarding the frontier battlefield of the land. Kyosuke asked Jiraiya. Jiraiya nodded and said solemnly, yes, Mr. Sarutobi is there to watch. 35. Also, this information was sent by Mr. Sarutobi. Kyosuke understood. That's what it is, so it's no wonder. If so, then now, on the battlefield at the border of the land, Third Hokage, Third Raikage, Third Tsuchikage, the bosses of these three villages are now all gathered there. Isn't that just a fight between gods? Thinking of this, Kyosuke became more interested. Things seem to be getting more interesting. Third Raikage went to the frontier battlefield of the land, which is good news, but also bad news. It's good news because Third Raikage can't support the Cloud Shinobi battlefield for the time being. So, here in the Cloud Shinobi battlefield, there is one less potential enemy with great threat, and Konoha has a better chance of winning. On the other hand, Cloud Shinobi would also have some scruples and restraint, and would not dare to attack Konoha frequently. In fact, in the past few months, on this Cloud Shinobi battlefield, the reason why Konoha and Cloud Shinobi have been in a stalemate. Among them, there is some scruples about Third Raikage. Because, if Konoha attacked Cloud Shinobi directly, Third Raikage would surely rush to the battlefield. At that time, it was a great unstable factor for Konoha. On the battlefield, a Kage-level powerhouse can directly affect the victory of the entire war. As for bad news, it was for Third Hokage, who was on the battlefield at the border of the Land of Earth. The battlefield on the border of the land, the situation there is complicated. And if Third Raikage gets another kick in the past, the situation will become even more confusing. Third Raikage is involved in the battlefield at the border of the Land of Entry, so the pressure on Mr. Sarutobi will be great. Speaking of this, Jiraiya looked worried. The current Jiraiya is not the same person who wandered around in the whole ninja world in the future, went everywhere to get the material of the 18 forbidden novels, and went everywhere to find beautiful hot springs. Take a bath. In short, not the freewheeling Jiraiya of the future. Jiraiya now has a strong sense of responsibility towards the village. Moreover, for Third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, this teacher, Jiraiya is more respectful and caring. Compared to Jiraiya, who was worried about Third Hokage, Kyosuke was a little unconcerned. Lord Jiraiya, things may not be as serious as you think. After all, the battlefield on the border of the land, the conflict between Cloud Shinobi Village and Wagakure, is still relatively serious. Kyosuke said this, but he couldn't help thinking to himself. It seems that Third Raikage single-handedly took on 10,000 Wagakure ninjas, and finally died of exhaustion after fighting for 3 days and 3 nights. This thing is about to happen next. Third Raikage will eventually be besieged, fall and die, but Kyosuke is happy to watch the fun. And, when Third Raikage falls, it's Konoha's chance. At that time, in this Cloud Shinobi battlefield, it is time for Konoha to launch the final general offensive horn. I hope so. Hearing Kyosuke say that, Jiraiya sighed. At this time, Namake's Minato said, Mr. Jiraiya, since Third Raikage support went to the battlefield on the border of the land, can we take this opportunity? Namake's Minato means, this is a good time to attack Cloud Shinobi. However, when Jiraiya heard this, she shook her head. Minato 527. It's not that I didn't think about your idea before, but it doesn't work, and it's very risky. Jiraiya directly denied the authentic. In this regard, Namake's Minato looked at his teacher in confusion. Teacher, why not? You must know that there is no longer a potential threat of Third Raikage on Cloud Shinobi's side. This is indeed a great opportunity for them, Konoha. Take this opportunity to fight against Cloud Shinobi. Konoha's winning percentage is still very large. At this point, Jiraiya explained to Namake's Minato. The reason why Minato, Third Raikage dares to support the battlefield on the border of the land, must have his back. After all, a Kaga-level powerhouse in a village should not only be powerful, political, and strategic, but also must not be underestimated. Jiraiya, whatever we can think this is an opportunity for us, then Third Raikage must have thought about it too. Let's not say anything else. Since San has left the village on behalf of Raikage, then AI's side is bound to enter a state of high alert. We want to attack the past. It is difficult. Besides, on AI's side, not to mention the combination of their two brothers, there is also a second-tailed Jinchuriki. If we want to take this opportunity to win Cloud Shinobi, it will be very difficult. Jiraiya finished explaining this. Chapter 190. Hearing his teacher's analysis, Namikaze Minato nodded, realizing the complexity of the problem. It seems that I lacked consideration. Namikaze Minato was a little ashamed. Jiraiya waved his hand. Minato, you can think of this. It's actually pretty good. Kyosuke doesn't pay much attention to the dialogue between Jiraiya and Namikaze Minato, the loving teacher and apprentice, because, on this issue, Kyosuke suddenly noticed a problem that ordinary people would subconsciously ignore. Now that Third Raikage has left the village, doesn't that mean the current Cloud Shinobi village is the interior unprepared? And just now, the plan in Kyosuke's mind, perhaps, while Third Raikage leaves, Cloud Shinobi village is now empty, so let's go make a wave. In this case, the nest of Cloud Shinobi village will be stabbed, which will definitely bring down the morale of Cloud Shinobi. And if Third Raikage and AI knew that Cloud Shinobi village was attacked, they would definitely be furious. At the same time, it will give them a great psychological burden. Think about it. On the front line, they, Cloud Shinobi, have to deal with the tough Konoha and Iwagakure. And their back home, Cloud Shinobi village, was attacked by the enemy. This extremely unfavorable situation is bound to cause Third Raikage and AI to panic. At that time, they will have no time to take care of the war on the front line. In this way, it can create opportunities for Konoha for the Cloud Shinobi battlefield here. It can also ease the pressure on the third Hokage side by Cloud Shinobi on the battlefield at the border of the land. It can be said that if this plan is implemented well, it will be of great benefit to Konoha. This is an analysis from the perspective of the big picture, which benefits Konoha village. But in reality, it was Kyosuke who was thinking of Cloud Shinobi village. Don't get too early. Kyosuke never admits that he is a selfless person. Taking advantage of the emptiness inside Cloud Shinobi village, sneak into the plan to attack their village. The more Kyosuke thought about it, the more he felt that this was very tricky. So, Kyosuke spoke up. Jiraiya-sama, Minato-sensei, I actually have an immature plan here. If we succeed in implementing it, it is bound to deal a serious blow to Cloud Shinobi. I think, maybe, we can think about it. Kyosuke spoke slowly to Namikaze Minato and Jiraiya. Immature plan? Will it give Cloud Shinobi a serious blow? Hearing Kyosuke say this, he immediately caught Jiraiya's attention. Kyosuke, what's the plan? Jiraiya opened her mouth and asked Kyosuke. This time Jiraiya asked Kyosuke to come over, except to inform Kyosuke about this information about Third Raikage. Another thing is to call everyone together and discuss whether we can make some articles out of it and attack Cloud Shinobi. Even Namikaze Minato, who was next to him, looked at Kyosuke curiously when he heard Kyosuke say that. Namikaze Minato is a little interested in Kyosuke's immature plan. Seeing Jiraiya and Namikaze water, both of them looked at him. Kyosuke couldn't help but clenched his hand into a fist and put it to his mouth and coughed a few times. Just want this style. Jiraiya 6695 Namikaze Minato. 66.99 Seeing Jiraiya and Namikaze Minato, there was something wrong with their eyes, and Kyosuke no longer pretended to be deep. Actually, have you ever thought that Third Raikage will leave Cloud Shinobi village? Then, Kyosuke takes a look at Jiraiya and Namikaze Minato. What obvious problems could this cause? The obvious question? Jiraiya couldn't help frowning. Won't it make the battlefield on the border of the land, the situation there more complicated? Hearing Jiraiya's answer, Kyosuke couldn't help but pouted and didn't answer. On Namikaze Minato's side, after hearing this, he first frowned his delicate eyebrows. Then, Namikaze Minato loosened his frown and said, "The emptiness inside Cloud Shinobi village?" "That's right." Kyosuke nodded. It seems that Namikaze Minato's forehead is still much more flexible than that of Jiraiya. In his heart, Kyosuke couldn't help thinking to himself, the interior of Cloud Shinobi village is empty? This is? At this time, Jiraiya was somewhat aware of Kyosuke's plans. "Kyosuke, do you want to take this opportunity to attack Cloud Shinobi village?" Jiraiya frowned. Kyosuke nodded, with some eagerness in his words. "That's right. The defense of their Cloud Shinobi village must be very empty at this time, and we can take the opportunity to make a big wave. 9 at that time. When they find out that their village has been attacked, they will definitely be in chaos. At that time, Cloud Shinobi will no longer dare to provoke us too much. At that time, we will not have no chance. Having said this, Kyosuke's eyes flickered. After all, Ninja Village is the most important center of a country. If my old nest was attacked by the enemy, if it was stabbed, the seriousness of it is self-evident. When Namikaze Minato heard about Kyosuke's plan, he opened his mouth to speak, but in the end he remained silent. Minato felt that he did not intend to express his views for the time being. No, Kyosuke, your plan is too rash. For Kyosuke's plan, after thinking about it, Jiraiya rejected it directly. The plan to attack Cloud Shinobi Village, although a good one, is still too risky. Although Third Raikage is not in the village, most of Cloud Shinobi's main force has also been sent to the battlefield, and there will be loopholes in the internal defense of their village. But nevertheless, we cannot underestimate the preparedness of Cloud Shinobi Village. After all, this is a time of war. Li Liaozhao, during the war, the defense of each ninja village was much stronger than usual. The risk of sneak attack on Ninja Village is really great. Then, Jiraiya looked at Kyosuke and continued. Besides, the tour, Kyosuke, you may not know, Cloud Shinobi Village has a very special location. Not only is it shrouded by a barrier, but it is also built on top of a cliff, with only one entrance, so it is difficult to invade. However, when Jiraiya said this, Kyosuke interrupted him directly. Lord Jiraiya, these problems you mentioned, in my opinion, these are not problems. Although the defense of Cloud Shinobi Village will be greatly enhanced during the war, with my strength, it is not a problem to infiltrate. At this point, Kyosuke is very confident in his own strength. Immediately afterwards, Kyosuke continued. As for the special location of Cloud Shinobi Village, I think it doesn't bother me either. Chapter 191. Hearing this, Jiraiya couldn't help being moved and asked Kyosuke, "Can you hack in?" Kyosuke nodded. Yes, and it's easy. Simple? Jiraiya looked at Kyosuke suspiciously, and he didn't quite believe it. I used katana to infiltrate Cloud Shinobi Village, and it was no problem at all. Kyosuke wrote, Dance of the Sky? Your own physique? Jiraiya glanced at Kyosuke with a puzzled look on her face. Kyosuke is a genius of Taijutsu, and has created many powerful Taijutsu by himself. Jiraiya knows this, but Kyosuke's so-called air dance, he didn't know. Then, Jiraiya turned his gaze to Namikaze Minato again, with a question in his eyes. When his own master came over, Namikaze Minato coughed a few times and explained, Teacher Jiraiya, this is indeed true. If Kyosuke uses his katana, if he wants to infiltrate Cloud Shinobi Village, I don't think there is any problem at all. Not yet, Namikaze Minato added. Furthermore, in my opinion, Kyosuke's aerial dance is no worse than my flying thunder god. After saying that, Namikaze Minato still had a little envy on his face. For Kyosuke's free and unfettered ninjutsu flying in the air. To be honest, Namikaze Minato is really envious. 527 Seeing Namikaze Minato say that, Jiraiya couldn't help but become more curious. Even Minato is a bit envious of his physique. What kind of gymnastics is that? Kyosuke didn't talk nonsense, and directly flew around the tent with a sky dance. Seeing this scene, Jiraiya's eyes widened in disbelief. Is this gymnastics? Can Taijutsu actually fly? Also, what's the point of this? Jiraiya just felt that there were countless questions in her mind and was eager to find out the answer. Kyosuke, who floated up and flew around the tent, looked down at Jiraiya, whose jaw dropped in shock, and Namikaze Minato's envious look. The corner of Kyosuke's mouth lifted slightly. How is it, Mr. Jiraiya? It should be all right now. Even though Cloud Shinobi Village is built on top of a cliff, it's not a problem for me. I can sneak in easily. In fact, even if there is no such thing as air dance, Kyosuke still has other ways to infiltrate Cloud Shinobi Village. You know, not long ago, Kyosuke won one of the Marine 6 styles, Moonwalk. CHFB, but obviously, Skydance is much better than Moonwalk. After all, Moonwalk can't stay in the air for a long time, and Skydance does not have this limitation. Kyosuke, you really are a... Looking at Kyosuke flying in the air, Jiraiya was very emotional. Originally, Jiraiya wanted to describe Kyosuke as a genius. But, with a talent like Kyosuke, such a strength, the word genius seems to be unable to describe him at all. This is simply a monster. No way to fix it. Orochimaru is so lucky. He really got a good apprentice. At this moment, Jiraiya couldn't help but sigh with admiration. Even, Jiraiya is a little jealous of that Orochimaru guy. If I had known that Kyosuke was so pervert. During the ninja school graduation practice assessment, he directly accepted Kyosuke as his apprentice. For a time, Jiraiya felt extremely regretful. Kyosuke hovered in the air for a while, then fell to the ground and looked at Jiraiya. How about it, Mr. Jiraiya? Now you should believe it, right? Although Kyosuke's air dance is really amazing, Jiraiya, but at this time, Jiraiya is still a little bit reluctant to take risks. Kyosuke, it's okay for you to infiltrate Cloud Shinobi Village, but it's still difficult to rely on you alone. What if Kyosuke sneaked into Cloud Shinobi Village? After all, Kyosuke alone is limited in strength and poses little threat to Cloud Shinobi Village. Who said I was the only one going? Kyosuke was a little speechless. Isn't this also Minato-sensei? 39 After saying that, Kyosuke looked towards Namake's Minato. Namake's Minato was a little stunned when Kyosuke pulled himself up so suddenly. Looking at Namake's Minato, who was clearly reacting only to Kankan, Kyosuke nodded. That's right, Mr. Minato. This plan, your flying thunder god, can work well with mine. In the past few months, Kyosuke and Namake's Minato have teamed up to hunt Cloud Shinobi, and their cooperation has become more and more tacit. This time, Kyosuke and Namake's Minato are the best candidates to infiltrate Cloud Shinobi Village. Kyosuke has said this, but Jiraiya is still a little hesitant. Jiraiya, he looked at Kyosuke, and then at Minato. Kyosuke, although your plan works well and is very good, but although there was still some hesitation in Zillai, the words were a little loose. Upon seeing this, Kyosuke persuaded, Lord Jiraiya, opportunities are created by oneself. 35 Besides, there is no profit without risk. Besides, the feasibility of this plan is really very high. If it is really successful, then it's bound to be a major blow to Cloud Shinobi. This is definitely of great benefit to the village. 5 Jiraiya pondered, his heart moved. But in the end, Jiraiya sighed and looked at Namake's Minato. Hey, Minato, Kyosuke's plan. What do you think? Namake's Minato needs to be involved in this matter. Jiraiya thinks he still needs to listen to Namake's Minato's opinion. When Mr. Jiraiya asked this, Namake's Minato frowned slightly, but did not immediately express his opinion. After a while, Minato said softly, Teacher, Kyosuke-kun, this plan is indeed a bit risky, but if the implementation is successful, it will definitely hit Cloud Shinobi. From this, we can also get great benefits. In Namake's Minato's words, it is not difficult to hear that he still agrees with Kyosuke's plan. Is that so? Jiraiya already knew what Namake's Minato meant and nodded. That's fine. I'll leave this task to the two of you. Then, with a serious face, Jiraiya said to Namake's Minato and Kyosuke. However, you two must pay attention to safety. If there is an accident and it is discovered, be sure to retreat as soon as possible. Today, Kyosuke and Namake's Minato are Konoha's main force in the Cloud Shinobi battlefield. If something happens to both of them, Konoha will be completely defeated in the Cloud Shinobi battlefield. Namake's Minato's face is also very serious. Teacher, don't worry, we will. Chapter 192. The corners of Kyosuke's mouth rose, and he nodded in response. In his heart, Kyosuke finally breathed a sigh of relief. Call finally managed to fool Jiraiya and Minato. Cloud Shinobi Village, here I come. Also, that lightning-style chakra mode. I'm going to order. Now that it has been decided, the plan of sneak attack on Cloud Shinobi Village will be carried out. At the moment, Kyosuke, Jiraiya, and Namake's Minato, the three of them immediately discussed the plan, how to implement it, to execute it. There are also things to be aware of. After all discussions are over, combined with the current situation here, the three of them directly make a decision. Avoid late or change. Tomorrow morning, Kyosuke and Minato immediately set off for the Land of Thunder, Cloud Shinobi Village. The next morning, the night has not yet dissipated, and when I look up, the sky is still pitch black. At Konoha Base Camp, the torches outside the tent illuminated the surroundings a little. In the dark, a place. Two figures, one slightly taller and the other slightly shorter, appeared. Namake's Minato. Kyosuke-kun, are you all ready? Kyosuke. Don't worry, Minato-sensei, you can go straight away. After confirmation, the figures of the two quickly disappeared into the dark night. Target. The Land of Thunder Cloud Shinobi Village. The Konoha Base Camp is in the territory of the country of Yuno, and Tang ruled the country, and was close to the border of the Land of Thunder. Therefore, it would take at least 2 or 3 days for Kyosuke and Minato to arrive at Cloud Shinobi Village. 2 days, in a hurry, quickly passed. Along the way, enter the Land of Thunder from the Land of Soup, and then get closer and deeper into Cloud Shinobi Village. On the way, Kyosuke can clearly see how the country of Yuno is in ruins and depression under the baptism of war, and the misery of the people is unbearable. On the contrary, after entering the Land of Thunder, it was like entering another world. The war in the ninja world did not seem to have affected the territory of the country of Thunder, and it was still a scene of national prosperity and prosperity. Sure enough, in the midst of war, weak countries will definitely become victims of war. Weakness is the original sin. On the third day, 10 in the afternoon, after 2 or 3 days, Kyosuke and Namikaze Minato finally came to the outskirts of Cloud Shinobi Village. In the periphery of Cloud Shinobi Village, there are quite a few Cloud Shinobi ninjas, secretly observing and vigilant. But these dark whistles, for Kyosuke, Namikaze Minato, and the two, it is not difficult to escape directly and easily. On the outskirts of Cloud Shinobi Village, among the many peaks, is hidden in a dense forest. Is that Cloud Shinobi Village? Yo, I have to say, it's really spectacular. At this time, Kyosuke stood on the branch of a towering tree, looked up at the high sky, and sighed. If Cloud Shinobi Village is placed in Kyosuke's previous world, it will definitely become a wonder of the world. Cloud Shinobi Village, founded among the towering peaks, filled with clouds and mist, echoed with deafening thunder. Not to mention, Kyosuke could vaguely hear the sound of thunder in the sky above Cloud Shinobi Village. Cloud Shinobi Village is built on this extremely dangerous location. In the midst of this towering mountain peak, Kyosuke had to decide that the scene in front of him was one of the most shocking scenes he had ever seen in his lifetime. And, I have to say, the scenery here in Cloud Shinobi Village is beautiful. A fairyland feeling. Kyosuke-kun, don't forget the content of this mission. Namikaze Minato on the side, seeing Kyosuke's appearance, couldn't help but remind him. Namikaze Minato knew that Kyosuke would do something unexpected from time to time. Kyosuke is speechless. Is Namikaze Minato not believing him? Don't worry, Minato-sensei, I will definitely complete this task seriously. Kyosuke is definitely authentic. Yesterday, Kyosuke, Jiraiya, and Namikaze Minato had a detailed discussion. The three unanimously decided that after sneaking into the Cloud Shinobi Village, they would focus on destruction. The Raikage building in Cloud Shinobi Village, Umbu Base, hospital, ninja school, police department, and even a gathering place for residents. These important places in Cloud Shinobi Village, destroy as much as possible. The more chaos you create, the better. Namikaze Minato felt relieved when Kyosuke said this. He nodded and continued. At this time, it is not convenient for us to invade, and we will not act until late at night. Kyosuke-kun, we must be careful in this mission. If we are discovered, be sure to retreat as soon as possible. Be safe. 99 Remember, never act recklessly. 35 Namikaze Minato reminded Kyosuke wrote. To be honest, I feel more at ease with Kyosuke and Namikaze Minato. After all, Kyosuke is quite stable and reliable. Over the past few months, Namikaze Minato and Kyosuke have cooperated particularly well with each other, and each mission has been completed successfully. Kyosuke, okay, we'll do it after midnight. After that, the two of Kyosuke went into hiding, quietly waiting for the night to come, late at night. Outside Cloud Shinobi Village, at the entrance. If you want to enter Cloud Shinobi Village, there is basically no other way to sneak in except for the only entrance. Seeking flowers, of course, except for this way of flying up. After all, flying ninjutsu in the ninja world is too scarce. As a result, it resulted, except that the only entrance to Cloud Shinobi Village was more heavily fortified. As for other places, it is not much to take precautions. Besides, among the lofty mountains and the cliffs of 10,000 feet, it is unlikely that anyone would actually fly up. Cha! The sound of the match being lit, accompanied by the lighting of the light. A tall Cloud Shinobi ninja on duty at night, in the extremely silent night, couldn't help but lit a cigarette and took a sigh of relief. When the short companion on the side saw it, he was immediately hooked on smoking. Hey, give me a snack. On duty late at night, but it is easy to get drowsy, and smoking a cigarette is just the way to relieve it. Give, cha, a little fire. After ordering, the Cloud Shinobi on-duty ninja could not help but squinted and took a sip. Then, the two Cloud Shinobi ninjas chatted while smoking. Shorty Cloud Shinobi Ninja. After the third Raikage-sama left the village, it was a little disturbing. Tall Cloud Shinobi Ninja, who said no. But this is something that can't be helped. After all, the battle situation in the land of the land is very fierce. Shorty Cloud Shinobi Ninja. I don't know this very well, but I heard that Mr. AI was blocked, and the battle with Konoha was not very smooth. Tall Cloud Shinobi Ninja. That's right. It was because Konoha's abominable Black Fangs and the Namikaze Minato support got involved. Shorty Cloud Shinobi Ninja. Black Fang? Who? The Tall Cloud Shinobi Ninja was slightly surprised. Uchiha Kyosuke? You don't know him? The Short Cloud Shinobi Ninja was a little embarrassed. I haven't heard of this person. Is he very powerful? The Tall Cloud Shinobi Ninja took a breath, then slowly exhaled. It's a child of Konoha Uchiha's family. It's very powerful. It is said that he killed One-Tail Morizuru himself. The Short Cloud Shinobi Ninja couldn't help but exclaimed, "Killed One-Tail Morizuru? Still a child?" The Tall Cloud Shinobi Ninja looked at the 10,000-foot cliff in the dark night in the distance. He squinted and pinched the cigarette butt. That's right. It is said to be an extremely enchanting existence, and even Lord AI can meet him, When he said this, a black figure suddenly appeared in the line of sight of the Tall Cloud Shinobi Ninja, who was looking at the cliff in the distance. Chapter 193. In the dark night, under the fairly bright moonlight, a black streak in the distance was rapidly soaring towards the cliff. Then, it disappeared into the darkness again. The Tall Cloud Shinobi Ninja couldn't help but stare, rubbed it again, and looked into the distance. What was that just now? Seeing the Tall Cloud Shinobi Ninja react like this, the companion next to him hurriedly followed his gaze. Nothing but darkness. The Short Cloud Shinobi Ninja asked, "What's the matter? Is there a situation?" 35 The Tall Cloud Shinobi Ninja said with some confusion, "Just now, I saw a black figure flying towards that mountain peak." When the Short Cloud Shinobi Ninja heard this, he was a little displeased. "Oh, that might be some kind of bird or beast." Cloud Shinobi Village is located on top of these numerous cliffs and surrounded by virgin forests. It is not surprising that there are some strange, May 27th, huge flying birds and beasts. After the Tall Cloud Shinobi Ninja thought about it, he also thought so, that shadow should be a bird and a beast. After all, none of them will go there, and some people will attack their village by flying in the air. Think about this aspect. Besides, Cloud Shinobi Village is a military power in the ninja world. Who would dare to invade their village? Go on, you just said that Master AI and that Uchiha fought. It's Uchiha Kyosuke. Yes, it's Uchiha Kyosuke. He fought against AI-sama. Then what's next? 66:35 Call. Hoo in the dark night. A cold wind whistled in Kyosuke's ears. At this time, Kyosuke was approaching a cliff of 10,000 feet, and he was speeding towards Cloud Shinobi Village high in the sky. In Kyosuke's hand, he held kunai with the Flying Thunder God technique for a moment. This was something that Kyosuke and Namikaze Minato had negotiated before. After Kyosuke invaded Cloud Shinobi Village, Namikaze Minato started Flying Thunder God and followed. After all, Namikaze Minato's Flying Thunder God would have a hard time invading Cloud Shinobi Village on top of the cliff. With all his strength, Kyosuke flew very fast. After a long time, Kyosuke finally arrived at Cloud Shinobi Village, which is located on a cliff. The first time, Kyosuke immediately found a quite hidden place and hit it first. Call out. Projecting the kunai engraved with the Flying Thunder God spell on the ground, Kyosuke waited for Namikaze Minato to come. While waiting, Kyosuke managed to find a place with a better line of sight. Kyosuke looked at it with some curiosity, and the whole environment of Yunying Village came into view. In the dark, it is difficult to see the overall appearance of Cloud Shinobi Village. However, the scale of Cloud Shinobi Village can still be clearly seen. Although Cloud Shinobi Village is located on a cliff, the size of the village is very large. Kyosuke found that the size of Cloud Shinobi Village is almost 2/3 the size of Konoha. It is outrageous that a village that is located on the top of a peak can still have such a scale of land occupation. In the middle of the night, Cloud Shinobi Village is very quiet and dimly lit. Among them, in the center of the village, there is the tallest circular building, which is conspicuous because of the ground. Kyosuke looked at the round tower-like building and couldn't help squinting. It should be the Raikage building. The Raikage building is an important site for Kyosuke to destroy in this operation. Moreover, it is necessary to pay special attention to it. After all, the Raikage building is an iconic building that represents the face of Cloud Shinobi Village. However, Kyosuke has other plans. Kyosuke. After a while, the voice of Namake's Minato came from behind Kyosuke. Minato-sensei, here we come. Kyosuke looked away, turned around and smiled. Afterwards, Kyosuke and Namake's Minato discussed the next move. If all goes well, the two will meet here and leave. Then, Kyosuke and Namake's Minato didn't delay much. After all, there is not a lot of time left for them, and they must finish it before dawn. Kyosuke, be careful about everything. Namake's Minato reminded Kyosuke. Kyosuke nodded. Minato-sensei, be careful. The two figures flashed and disappeared into the dark night. Jiraiya gave Kyosuke and Namake's Minato each a map of Cloud Shinobi Village when the detailed plan for the sneak attack on Cloud Shinobi Village was made. So, even though the two of Kyosuke came to Cloud Shinobi Village for the first time, they were not too worried about getting lost. This time, Kyosuke will not forget that his primary goal is to borrow the sealed book of Cloud Shinobi Village. As for the quest to sabotage and destroy Cloud Shinobi Village, Kyosuke thinks, let's wait until he gets the sealed book of Cloud Shinobi Village. With so much trouble getting Jiraiya and Namake's Minato to agree to a sneak attack on Cloud Shinobi Village, Kyosuke's starting point is not for the benefit of Konoha Village in the end. Kyosuke is not that noble, generating electricity for love. Near the Reikage building, in a dark place, Kyosuke's figure gradually appeared. The first stop of Kyosuke's Cloud Shinobi Village is here. Because according to Kyosuke's analysis, the sealed book of Cloud Shinobi Village is very likely to be hidden in this Reikage building. Generally speaking, Ninja Village's important confidential documents will be placed in the building of the top leader of the village, Shadow. At the same time, it is also the most heavily defended place in the entire Shinobi Village. Kyosuke squinted and looked at the Reikage building not far ahead, with a rare seriousness on his face. Reikage building, as expected of the most heavily guarded place in the entire village. After a period of observation by Kyosuke, it was found that there were no less than a dozen Cloud Shinobi Umbu around the Reikage building, secretly watching and guarding. As for the inside of the Reikage building, the degree of defense is so strict, it is not necessary to say more. But, no matter how strict the precautions are, and no matter how vigilant, there will still be loopholes left in the end. If not, create an opportunity. At this point, Kyosuke has already made the corresponding 5.1 preparations. Goo, goo, goo. A drunken alcoholic kept holding the wine in his hand and gulps it down. On one side, the drunkard walked towards the Reikage building with crooked footsteps. Hey, how am I here? Here, The drunkard's speech was intermittent, and he muttered to himself in a confused manner. Then, the drunkard took a few more gulps. The drunkard only felt that his lower body suddenly swelled and became hot, his eyes widened, and his breathing became a little heavy. He felt that the whole world had become wonderful upside down. Beautiful women, a lot of beautiful women. While talking nonsense, the drunkard walked crookedly towards the Reikage building. Chapter 194. Just as the drunk man was about to touch the entrance of the Reikage building, several Cloud Shinobi Umbu suddenly appeared. 5 Cloud Shinobi Umbu wearing animal masks blocked the drunken man's way. This is the Reikage building. No one is allowed to enter. Get out of here quickly. Cloud Shinobi Umbu shouted angrily and warned the drunk man. However, the drunkards are already drinking too much. How can they care about this? Not only that, but after seeing the sudden appearance of Cloud Shinobi Umbu in front of him, the drunk man became extremely excited and kept shouting, "Beautiful, beautiful, come to, my brother. Come in front of." While talking, he stretched out his hand and walked forward. Seeing this, the 5 Cloud Shinobi Umbu frowned. Just as the drunkard was about to approach, Cloud Shinobi Umbu got his hands on it. Boom! With just one move, he subdued the drunkard in front of him. Then, Cloud Shinobi Umbu stepped forward to check, and quickly came to a conclusion. It's nothing unusual, just an alcoholic who has drunk too much. Looks like I'm overthinking. Just as Cloud Shinobi Umbu slipped his guard, Kyosuke moved. Shave. Kyosuke's speed was extremely fast, and at this moment, 27, the figure had already entered the Reikage building. The only thing left in the air was a few wisps of breeze. After a while, several Cloud Shinobi Umbu returned to their positions after dealing with the drunks. Everything seems to be normal. No one would pay attention at all. The bottle of wine in the drunk's hand. Inside the Reikage building. The interior of the Reikage building is very large, spacious, and has many rooms. It's much bigger than Konoha's Hokage building. Seeing this, Kyosuke couldn't help but have a big forehead. So much space, so many rooms. If Kyosuke went to find it one by one, it would be exposed. If you keep looking like this, you still have to find Tianliang. Kyosuke, who had no clue for a while, had to find a more secret place for the time being and hid first. The sealed book cannot be placed casually. It will definitely be hidden in a relatively secret place. And the precautions there, it is estimated that it is also very strict. Kyosuke, who had hidden it, couldn't help thinking to himself, time is limited. I can't look for them one by one. It would be a waste of time and energy. Furthermore, the movement caused by this is bound to be very large, and it is likely to cause unnecessary trouble. Kyosuke thought again and finally decided, specialize in those places that are heavily guarded. If you really can't find it, you can simply arrest someone and ask the whereabouts of the sealed book. If it doesn't work, Kyosuke just didn't do it. He just kept blowing up the Raikage building. If you can't get it, just destroy it. After making up his mind, Kyosuke slowly groped into the depths of the Raikage building, a more secret place, the other side. After separating from Kyosuke, Namikaze Minato soon arrived at a destination to be destroyed according to the map of Cloud Shinobi Village. Cloud Shinobi Ninja School. This Cloud Shinobi Ninja School was established by the second Raikage AI of Cloud Shinobi Village, following the example of the second Hokage Tobirama in order to strengthen the nation. Over the years, Cloud Shinobi Ninja School has trained a large number of excellent ninjas for Cloud Shinobi Village. If you want to destroy the most fundamental foundation of a ninja village, the ninja school that cultivates the talents of the village is undoubtedly the best target. At night, Namikaze Minato came to the entrance of the Cloud Shinobi Ninja School. When Minato looked at the large letters above the gate of the Cloud Shinobi Ninja School, he had a slightly apologetic expression on his face and muttered to himself, I'm sorry, I can only say sorry. Immediately, Minato's expression gradually became firmer. Since their positions are different, there is nothing he can do. Immediately afterwards, Namikaze Minato, a flying thunder god, directly entered the ninja school and began to arrange a large number of detonating charms in it. The scale of the detonator that was arranged was enough to blow up 2 such hidden Cloud Shinobi schools. As for so many detonators, naturally, Konoha's war reserve was used. Otherwise, Namikaze Minato's wealth could not support this huge detonator cost. It is worth mentioning that Kyosuke, who is not short of detonating charms at all, also took a lot of detonating charms before departure, even more than Namikaze Minato. After everything was arranged, Namikaze Minato left quickly and went to another destination. On the way, Minato thought of the first destination that Kyosuke was going to destroy at this time, the Raikage building. Thinking of this, Minato couldn't help but feel a little worried. I don't know if Kyosuke-kun will be able to complete it smoothly. You know, there must be a lot of Cloud Shinobi Umbu on guard in the Raikage building. Destroying the Raikage building is too dangerous and too difficult. In fact, in the beginning, Minato planned to destroy the Raikage building by himself. However, at that time it was rejected by Kyosuke, and he would not let Minato go. At that time, Kyosuke said in one mouthful, how can I let Minato-sensei take risks in such a dangerous place? I can go by myself. Don't worry, I'm very stable. In the end, Minato still couldn't win Kyosuke, so he handed over the destination of the Raikage building to Kyosuke to deal with. 527 Minato is worried about Kyosuke while heading to another destination, Cloud Shinobi Ninja Hospital. There. Go back to Kyosuke. In the Raikage building, the more he went inside, the more stressed Kyosuke felt, because the defense inside the Raikage building is even tighter than the outside. The deeper you go, the more difficult it is for Kyosuke. This makes Kyosuke even more cautious, because Kyosuke knew that even if he made the slightest movement, it was very likely that he would be found and exposed. However, Kyosuke did not gain much during the time he dived. Although the deeper it goes, the more defensive it is inside. But Kyosuke has a vague intuition. I seem to be getting closer and closer to the sealed book. This is a one-way harvest. As for other gains, that is, when sneaking deeper on the way, Kyosuke kindly gave Cloud Shinobi a large number of detonating charms he brought with him. Now, Kyosuke estimates that if the detonating talismans sent out are detonated, they will probably blow up most of the Raikage building. When Kyosuke was thinking about the ground, he suddenly stopped when he noticed the front. Huh, that place in front. It's weird. Chapter 195. In front of Kyosuke, not far from there were 3 Umbu Cloud Shinobi guarding at the gate. Judging by Kyosuke's intuition, there must be something inside the gate. Otherwise, the 3 Cloud Shinobi Umbu would not be dispatched at the gate to guard there. Thinking of this, Kyosuke licked the corners of his dry mouth. Kyosuke was not in a hurry and hid in a hidden place, quietly watching the movement in front of him. Do you want to get rid of them? Kyosuke hadn't thought much of it yet. After all, this is the Raikage building, and it's easy to make a big deal out of trouble. Besides, the first 3 Cloud Shinobi Umbu are at least at the level of Jonin. Although, with Kyosuke's strength, getting rid of them is not a problem at all. But that's bound to cause quite a stir. Will be discovered. At that time, it will be troublesome. Furthermore, it is still unclear whether the thing that the 3 Cloud Shinobi Umbu guarded inside the gate is the seal book that Kyosuke wanted. If not, it can be said to be a failure. For a time, Kyosuke narrowed his eyes, thinking about whether to take this risk. After thinking for a long time, Kyosuke gritted his teeth. Damn, it's done. Kyosuke chose to trust his intuition and decided to put it all together. Furthermore, we have already reached this point, and if we go further, it is estimated that the end is almost over. Kyosuke doesn't have too many options either. Just do it. Kyosuke, who was hiding in a secret dark place, picked up a kunai in his hand. His body tightened, and he entered a state of battle. With a violent force under his feet, his body instantly rushed towards the 3 Cloud Shinobi Umbu in front of him. Shave. Since this is the depths of the Unying building, even the sound of a needle falling to the ground can be clearly heard. So, despite Kyosuke's speed, he was almost silent. However, under the amplification of this extremely closed and quiet environment, there will still be some sounds after all. Sure enough, the 3 Cloud Shinobi Umbu guarding the gate, the moment they left Kyosuke, they were keenly aware of this subtle anomaly, and immediately turned their heads to look, extremely vigilant. Immediately afterwards, they immediately put their hands on the ninja swords they carried on their backs. However, it was too late after all. The 3 Cloud Shinobi Umbu's reaction speed is already fast, but Kyosuke's speed is faster than them. Just when the 3 Cloud Shinobi Umbu were alert and wanted to draw out the ninja sword, Kyosuke had already come to the 3 Cloud Shinobi Umbu. Among them, Cloud Shinobi Umbu, who was closest to Kyosuke, showed a little bit of astonishment in his eyes under the animal mask. However, what caught his sight was Kyosuke's ruthless face with a cold killing intent. Kyosuke swiftly swung the kunai, who was clenched in his hand, forward. A cold light flashed in the air. There was a little bit of blood on the kunai. Silk. Kyosuke's move, without any hesitation, directly slashed the vital point of the neck of the Cloud Shinobi Umbu before he could react. This Cloud Shinobi Umbu clasped his throat with both hands, wanted to make a sound, but was horrified to find that he couldn't make a sound at all. The eyes under the mask gradually dimmed. Ding. System prompt. Congrats host. Kill a Jonin and get 100 quest points. In Kyosuke's mind, a system prompt sounded. However, Kyosuke didn't want to stop. Now that the shot has been taken, all 3 Cloud Shinobi Umbu must be killed in a very short period of time. The goal is to be the next Cloud Shinobi Umbu that is closer to you. In just the blink of an eye, a companion who had been with him for a long time was killed directly under his nose. Of the remaining 2 Cloud Shinobi Umbu, one is closer to Kyosuke's. At this moment, his eyes were full of surprise and anger. You dare to kill. However, before he could continue, Kyosuke, who had already beheaded one person, quickly killed the Cloud Shinobi Umbu. Armed hardened, finger pistol, the incomparably dark index finger, like a sniper bullet, was inserted into the temple of this Cloud Shinobi Umbu with great precision. Puff. The name Cloud Shinobi Umbu. At the moment of death, the pupils are very wide. There is fear. Some can't believe. Ding. System prompt. Congrats host. Kill a Jonin and get 100 quest points. 3 Cloud Shinobi Umbu. One more solved. Now, only the last one left. His 2 companions were killed one after another by the enemy, who suddenly entered in front of him in just a split second. The last Cloud Shinobi Umbu, immediately aware of the seriousness of the situation, shouted loudly for the first time. Grass a plant. 35 Seeing the last name Cloud Shinobi Umbu finally shouted out, Kyosuke couldn't help but scold it. The things that Kyosuke worried about before still happened after all. To be honest, it is no problem for Kyosuke to solve these 3 Cloud Shinobi Umbu. However, if the other party was unable to react to the situation, if they were to be eliminated in an instant, it was difficult for Kyosuke. But, now that the last Cloud Shinobi Umbu has called out, there is no way out. Now, in this situation, we can only solve the last Cloud Shinobi Umbu as soon as possible. The killing intent in Kyosuke's eyes rose sharply, and without waiting for the Cloud Shinobi to continue shouting, he immediately killed him. Lightning style. The last Cloud Shinobi Umbu, facing Kyosuke, who rushed over with murderous intent, tightened his heart and sealed his hands. Too slow. Armed hardening, finger pistol, yellow lotus. After Kyosuke bullied him, he bent his index finger, and then matched his high attack speed, and stabbed the Cloud Shinobi Umbu directly. Superior. Down. Left. Right goodly. One after another, Kyosuke fired several shots at super high speed, hitting every vital point of that Cloud Shinobi Umbu like a machine gun. Bang. 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 After Kyosuke stopped, the Cloud Shinobi Umbu was already bleeding from his 7 orifices and collapsed to the ground with no life. Kyosuke breathed a sigh of relief after taking out the 3 Cloud Shinobi Umbu. Hey, the movement caused is a bit big. It seems that we have to leave as soon as possible. Kyosuke looked at the 3 Cloud Shinobi Umbu who fell to the ground and muttered. Although Third Raikage is not in the village, Kyosuke doesn't naively think that Cloud Shinobi has no one to threaten him. In Cloud Shinobi Village, there may be some powerful and difficult characters hidden in the depths. Unless the village is in crisis, it will not appear easily. It's like an existence similar to a sweeper. What's more, Cloud Shinobi Village is a ninja village with a profound background. Chapter 196. Thinking of this, Kyosuke didn't dare to delay any longer. After Kyosuke retrieved the keys from the 3 Cloud Shinobi Umbu, he hurriedly walked towards the door of the strange room. The door was opened smoothly, and what Kyosuke saw was a row of shelves. After checking it for a while, Kyosuke's eyes lit up involuntarily. It seems that I have come to an incredible place. I saw that on the many shelves on the left side of the room, there were weapons with flickering cold light. There are many kinds of weapons, and there are various kinds of them. There are chakra knives, ninja knives, spears, swords, halberds, axes, tomahawks, hooks, forks, hammers, spears, and look at that sharpness, that texture. Every weapon is sure to be valuable. It's a house full of money. When Kyosuke saw it, his eyes couldn't help but become a little hot, and he really wanted to take all these weapons. Then, Kyosuke turned his attention to the rows of shelves on the right. Compared with the weapons placed on the left, the ones placed on the right are books. No, it can't be said to be a book either. It can be said that it is a scroll that records various ninjutsu, various secrets, and various important information. Seeing this, Kyosuke felt a little uneasy. The excitement in my heart, the 530 ecstasy, could not be suppressed. Kyosuke knew that he had come to the right place. Your intuition is right. Kyosuke didn't stop, and quickly stepped forward to a shelf on the right, and took out a scroll. Opening it up, it reads, Lightning Style Pseudo-Dark. Unleash a sharp spear of thunder, shooting lightning from near to far. Category of the spell. Attack. A spell capable of directly attacking the target of the spell and inflicting damage to the target. Scope of effect. Near, close range type. The effective range of the surgery is within 0m, 5m, medium distance type. The effective range of the technique is within 5m, 10m, far, long distance type. The effective range of the operation is more than 10m. Difficulty of acquiring the art. B grade, Jonin grade, N seal. Shunhai Ziyu ugly. Note. This technique hides the amazing power that even rocks can penetrate. It is a highly lethal technique that can slaughter many enemies in an instant. Seeing these records on the scroll, Kyosuke's eyes lit up. This ninjutsu is strong. Also, Kyosuke remembers that the main user of this art seems to be Kakuzu, one of Akatsuki. In the original book, Kakuzu used this strike lightning style pseudo-dark, forcing Hatake Kakashi to use S-rank ninjutsu Raikiri with both hands to barely offset it. Therefore, according to the principle of killing each other by nature transformation, the power of lightning style pseudo-dark is at least 2 S-rank Raikiri. Good stuff. Kyosuke felt happy and put the scroll in his arms. This good thing is accepted without hesitation. Although Kyosuke is a Taijutsu major, this lightning style ninjutsu is not suitable for him. However, who would dislike good things? When Kyosuke pressed the excitement in his heart and wanted to continue to check the scrolls on the rows of shelves, suddenly, Kyosuke stopped. Not right? Because Kyosuke felt that there were footsteps at the end of the corridor in the distance, and it was a little hurried. Oops. Kyosuke was shocked. It seems that his traces are probably exposed. Urgent situation. At this time, Kyosuke didn't even bother to look at the scrolls on the racks. The purpose of this Kyosuke is for the lightning-style chakra mode of Cloud Shinobi Village. But now, time is running out, and Kyosuke is afraid that he won't have the time to look carefully. I can't help it. I can only pick and choose and take away the more expensive ones, Kyosuke muttered. In this case, Kyosuke can only do the maximum stop-loss. It's a pity. Kyosuke's heart is a little unwilling. I've already come here, but I don't have the time to look for it. It's so disgusting. Time is running out, but I have no time to complain. CHFB, looking up, Kyosuke glanced quickly across the rows of shelves. Suddenly, Kyosuke's fast-moving gaze suddenly stopped. Kyosuke looked straight at a stone table in the distance in front of him, and there was a scroll on it. The scroll was not the same as the ordinary scrolls around. It was much thicker, wider, and longer. Judging by that degree, it is 7 or 8 times the size of an ordinary scroll. That's it. Kyosuke quickly made a decision in his heart, and then in a flash, he came directly to the stone table in front of him. This scroll was spread out on this stone table. Kyosuke glanced casually and was stunned. On the part where the scroll is unfolded, it reads, Cloud Shinobi Village, Book of Seals. Kyosuke, 66. Surprise. It came so fast. This inversion. So fast it really caught Kyosuke off guard. Before, Kyosuke thought angrily, this time it was just a fool's errand, and the trip to Cloud Shinobi Village was in vain. But I never thought that the goal that I had been looking for would be placed in front of me. Nice. Pretty. Excited, Kyosuke closed the open sealed book without reading much. Kyosuke doesn't have to think much to know that his lightning-style chakra mode, which he has always dreamed of, must be recorded in this book of seals. Something is here. Well, it's time to slip away. However, just as Kyosuke was about to step out of the gate, he hesitated. Kyosuke stopped. Stopping at the gate out, Kyosuke then turned around and looked at the weapons and scrolls on the shelf throughout the room. For some reason, Kyosuke suddenly felt a little uncomfortable. In front of him, so many good things are placed in front of him. It is like a mountain of gold and silver placed in front of him. Envia, want to own all these. However, he could only watch it, but he couldn't take it away. Such a useless feeling. Thinking like this, Kyosuke couldn't help but get angrier. Since I can't get it with me, don't even think about keeping these things in your Cloud Shinobi village. So, Kyosuke started by digging into the ninja bag. Call out, call out, call out. A large number of detonating charms were thrown by Kyosuke. After a while, the detonating charms were full, and this room contained a large number of weapon scrolls. Seeing his masterpiece, Kyosuke nodded with satisfaction. Cut off the enemy's financial path, so that the enemy can only eat dust. Good. Sure enough, that's the only way to feel happy. After finishing the arrangement, Kyosuke walked out the door. However, when Kyosuke saw the floor in front of the room, he couldn't help frowning. Chapter 197. It stands to reason that there are 3 bodies of Cloud Shinobi Umbu on the ground. But now, Kyosuke saw that there were only 2 corpses on the ground, as well as, in a bloodline. The bloodline, which intermittently extended to the corridor passageway, until the darkness at the end of the corridor disappeared. Upon seeing this, Kyosuke frowned. The Cloud Shinobi Umbu, who had already been killed by himself, was so dead that not only did he not die, but he also escaped to report it? Careful, Kyosuke thought to himself. Stomping on. At this moment, a burst of rapid footsteps came from the end of the corridor. After a while, numerous figures of Cloud Shinobi Umbu continued to emerge from the corridor. Soon, the crowd of Cloud Shinobi Umbu who arrived immediately surrounded Kyosuke. Things are getting bigger. Kyosuke looked at this with a headache and surrounded himself with Cloud Shinobi Umbu. Just look at this number. At least 20 or 30. Still, Kyosuke reckons it could be much more than that. Because, in the dark part of the corridor, I could hear footsteps from time to time, and they were rushing towards Kyosuke to support him. In the scene of depositing money, there are already a large number of Cloud Shinobi Umbu, which directly blocked Kyosuke's retreat. Looking at the many Cloud Shinobi Umbu surrounding him, Kyosuke smiled bitterly. The back road is blocked. It seems that the situation is a little bad. Alas, I can only force my way out. Humph! How dare you sneak into the Raikage building? If you don't want to die, be honest. Among the many Cloud Shinobi Umbu that surrounded Kyosuke, a Cloud Shinobi Umbu wearing a fox mask came out. This man seems to be the captain of the team. At this time, the captain of Cloud Shinobi Umbu, who was wearing a fox mask, glanced at Kyosuke with kunai in his hand rather timidly. Able to silently intrude into their Cloud Shinobi village and silently infiltrate the heavily guarded Raikage building. The boy in front of me? Don't think about it. It must be a very powerful and tricky existence. This had to make the captain of Cloud Shinobi Umbu very vigilant. Hearing this Cloud Shinobi Umbu captain, Kyosuke couldn't help but laugh. Want him to surrender? What are you kidding? If Kyosuke didn't have the guts, would he dare to come to Cloud Shinobi Village and borrow their Cloud Shinobi Village's sealed book? Oh, what if I say no? Kyosuke said casually with a smile on his face. Seeing Kyosuke being surrounded by them and daring to be so arrogant, the Cloud Shinobi Umbu team couldn't help but feel angry. But then, he noticed something else in Kyosuke's hand. That familiar scroll. Can't go wrong. That's their Cloud Shinobi Village's sealed book. This person sneaked into their Cloud Shinobi Village and was actually trying to beat their village's sealed book. Thinking of this, the Cloud Shinobi Umbu captain was really shocked and angry. Put down the sealed book. Captain Cloud Shinobi Umbu immediately shouted angrily at Kyosuke. Lay down. Kyosuke picked up the scroll of the Book of Seals in his hand and clenched it slightly, with a smile on his face. It's so hard to do. After all, for this thing, I came all the way here, and it took so much effort to get it. Came all the way here specifically? From Kyosuke's words, the Cloud Shinobi Umbu captain can easily draw some information. This person is not from their Cloud Shinobi village. Moreover, it is very likely that they were sent from villages in other countries. Is it Sunagakure, Konoha, or Iwagakure? Hateful. They must have heard the news that Lord Raikage had left the village, so they dared to break in so arrogantly. At this moment, the captain of Cloud Shinobi Umbu could not help but grit his teeth secretly. At this moment, among the Cloud Shadow Umbu who surrounded Kyosuke, one person raised his hand tremblingly and pointed to Kyosuke. Team, Captain, he is Konoha's Black Fangs Uchiha Kyosuke. Today, Kyosuke has become quite famous in the ninja world. The portrait of Kyosuke has been introduced to many ninja villages in large countries. The Cloud Shinobi Umbu who recognized Kyosuke, the reason why he recognized Kyosuke, it was because he happened to see Kyosuke's portrait today and was quite impressed by what Kyosuke looked like. The boy in front of me? It is the Black Fangs of Konoha, Uchiha Kyosuke, which is rumored in the ninja world. The Cloud Shinobi Umbu who surrounded Kyosuke, who were present, started to riot for a while after hearing the news. However, immediately afterward, they were all extremely vigilant as if they were facing a formidable enemy. Black Fang, Uchiha Kyosuke's name is not just a simple name. The Black Fangs Uchiha Kyosuke, on the Sand Shinobi battlefield, killed the one-tail Shikaku with his own power. Not only that, but Uchiha Kyosuke he has another, even more frightening title, Bloody Butcher. On the battlefield, Black Fangs hunted countless opponents, and the methods were extremely cruel and bloody. Also, a few months ago, Black Fang had fought against Ai-sama. And even when the powerful Lord Ai faced the Black Fangs, there was no way for Lord Ai to subdue him. All of Kyosuke's brilliant deeds made these Cloud Shinobi Umbu. When facing Kyosuke, it's really like a big enemy, and it's extremely nervous. Black Fang? You are Uchiha Kyosuke? The boy in front of him is actually Konoha's Black Fangs. This made the Captain Cloud Shinobi Umbu even more vigilant. Clang. Without a second thought, Captain Cloud Shinobi Umbu pulled out his ninja sword and aimed it at Kyosuke. Kyosuke saw the reactions of Cloud Shinobi Umbu and did not deny it. Humph. How arrogant. 35 The captain of Cloud Shinobi Umbu clenched the ninja sword tightly in both hands and pointed at Kyosuke. His face under the fox mask became grim and said, Uchiha Kyosuke, your biggest mistake was breaking into our Cloud Shinobi village. However, since you've already come, then, just stay here. When others mention Black Fangs, they are subconsciously fearful. However, Captain Cloud Shinobi Umbu is not scary. He couldn't believe that Uchiha Kyosuke, who was already surrounded by people, was able to get out of this Raikage building. Rumor has it that Uchiha Kyosuke is very powerful. But no matter how good you are, can you beat 10 or 50? Beat 100? Even, can you beat 1,000? You know, this is at Cloud Shinobi Village. In numbers, they can consume Uchiha Kyosuke alive. Chapter 198. Go, catch Uchiha Kyosuke, live or die. 39 Captain Cloud Shinobi Umbu said to his companions behind him. Then, holding the ninja sword in his hand, he took the lead in killing Kyosuke. Superior. Kill. The Cloud Shinobi Umbu captains all rushed up, and the Cloud Shinobi Umbu also followed closely to kill Kyosuke. Taijutsu. Looking at the crowd of Cloud Shinobi Umbu who came to kill, Kyosuke just laughed. Yes, great courage. If that's the case, then I'll give you a feast. Detonation talisman, break? As Kyosuke fell, the room behind him suddenly burst out with countless strong, dazzling rays of light. Next moment, boom, 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 boom. The continuous explosions sounded like 530, sounding each other like fireworks. In an instant, the room with countless precious weapons and scrolls turned into a sea of fire. How dare you? In the firelight and the loud explosion, the Captain Cloud Shinobi Umbu rushed towards Kyosuke and stopped. He looked in disbelief at the room in front of him that had long since turned into a sea of fire. That room is the most important place in the village. You must know that there are a large number of precious weapons, top-secret documents, and various precious ninjutsu scrolls inside. That is Cloud Shinobi Village, the work of several generations. But let Uchiha Kyosuke ruin it. Never let you go, Uchiha Kyosuke. This Cloud Shinobi Umbu, Captain hated Kyosuke even more. Go on. Go. Kill Uchiha Kyosuke. However, just after Kyosuke detonated the detonating talisman placed in the back room. Then, on the other side of the corridor, there was a sudden explosion. Boom, boom, boom. A series of powerful explosions began to resound throughout the Reikage building. The Reikage building swayed as if it had been shaken by an earthquake. What's going on? What happened? 35 Cloud Shinobi Umbu, who was besieging Kyosuke, was shocked by this sudden change and stopped subconsciously. The bombing sounds continued, the ground shook, and the Reikage building was swaying. And Kyosuke, taking this opportunity, began to prepare to kill. 8 inner gates, the third gate, open. Green energy gradually overflowed from Kyosuke's body. Kyosuke felt that his body was filled with power. Shave. In the midst of this chaos, Kyosuke's figure suddenly disappeared from the spot. There are only a few detonators left. The next second, Kyosuke's figure appeared in the crowd of Cloud Shinobi Umbu. Explosive talisman. Explode. Boom. 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 The power of those detonating charms fully exerted its greatest power in this closed corridor. It's a detonating talisman. Everyone be careful. Be careful. ABAJ. Cloud Shinobi Umbu, who did not respond, was directly killed and injured. The scene was once very chaotic. Armed hardened, Tempest Kick, Profound Truth, Wolfong Feng Fengquan, Finger Pistol. In the chaos, Kyosuke's figure is like a ghost, hunting and harvesting. Ding. System prompt. Congratulations to host. You successfully hunted down a Chunin and got 30 mission points. Ding. System prompt. Congratulations to host. You successfully hunted down a Jonin and got 100 quest points. Ding. System prompt. Congratulations to the host. Successful hunting. Countless Cloud Shinobi Umbu, one after another in this corridor, rushed towards Kyosuke without fear of life and death. Then, Kyosuke seemed to be in a no-man's land. Cloud Shinobi Umbu, who is constantly killing, is not a big threat to Kyosuke at all. Killing, still killing, constantly, towards the gate of the Reikage building, kill the past. It seems that the exit of the Reikage building is about to arrive. And at this moment, when Kyosuke was about to kill the entrance of the Reikage building, suddenly, a cold light flashed. An incomparably sharp slash, accompanied by thunder, slashed towards Kyosuke behind. That slash, carrying the power of thunder and lightning, seems to be able to cut off everything, no matter what. Plus #7. Kyosuke was wary of the big things in his heart, and he couldn't take care of them anymore, and he was stalking and killing his own Cloud Shinobi Umbu without fear of life and death. Turning around hastily, Kyosuke's pupils shrank. That slash that seems to be able to crush everything. If I want to avoid it now, I'm afraid it's too late. Armed hardening. Iron body. In desperation, Kyosuke had to play Armament Haki to Ultimate, and then cooperate with one of the Marine 6 styles, Iron Body. With this, Kyosuke wants to endure this slash abruptly. I saw that Kyosuke, whose whole body was almost covered in black Armament Haki, stood still, just so willing to be a living target, directly facing the cold light slash. Boom. Kong. Clang. The unstoppable lightning slash in Kyosuke's body that looked like steel and hard iron collided fiercely with each other. At that moment, the collision between the two made a loud noise as if a sword slammed into steel. And Kyosuke, who was hit by that slash, was also blown away by the huge impact. Bump. The figure of Kyosuke, who was shot and flew out, was directly submerged in the crumbling Reikage building. The scene seems to have gradually calmed down. However, the continuous explosions in the Reikage building are still ringing. Those cloud shinobi Umbu who besieged Kyosuke, at this moment, their eyes, obscured by animal masks, were all focused on the spot not far from 5.1, where Kyosuke had been knocked flying. There, in the hazy dust, there is a large fragment of broken stone walls, and the wall of the Raikage building is still falling. Goo. One cloud shinobi Umbu could not help swallowing. So, have you solved it? His eyes were fixed on the Raikage building, the place where Kyosuke flew into. A gust of night wind blew lightly, with a hint of coolness, blowing away a lot of smoke and dust. However, in Kyosuke, there was no movement for a long time. At this moment, an old man holding a giant sword suddenly appeared. The old man was wearing a white cloud shinobi suit. His face was covered with nicks from the ruthless years, and he was very old. He has dark skin, a long white beard, and a white bun, and despite his age, he looks rough. Chapter 199. Omo-sama, you are here. Seeing the old man appearing, the surrounding cloud shinobi Umbu breathed a sigh of relief, and spoke very respectfully. If this lord doesn't come out again, then no one can stop this intruder. At the same time, a group of cloud shinobi Umbu looked at the old man with incomparable enthusiasm on their faces. That is submission to absolute power. With this lord, then the intruder in front of him, Uchiha Kyosuke, will definitely be taken by the lord. You must know that this adult in front of you is not an ordinary person. The old man ignored these cloud shinobi Umbu. He held the great sword, and on the face full of age marks, Furue looked at the place where Kyosuke flew into without a wave. His all-out slash just now was indeed a hit, and if an ordinary person was hit with his own full-strength slash, not to die, but also to be crippled. 18. For some reason, the old man had an intuition. I feel that the slashing with all my strength just now, the 27 seems to cause no harm to that person. Thinking of this, the old man Omo had a bit of solemnity in his eyes. The intruder in front of him is not an ordinary person. To be honest, the reason why old man Omo appeared here was because he was bombed. That's right, the old man was awakened by the loud noises after being bombed by Kyosuke's many detonating charms. As the most important place of Cloud Shadow Village, Raikage building will appear intruders, and it will be bombed to the ground. How could this not disturb the old man? If he arrives a little later, it is estimated that the whole Raikage building is going down. Kyosuke sighed. Kyosuke, who was knocked flying by the sudden appearance of the old man, buried in the dust and gravel. The hazy smoke and dust had not yet dissipated when the gravel continued to fall. Suddenly, a loud bang sounded in the rubble wall. Boom! A figure filled with thick green energy slowly walked out from the smoke and dust of the gravel. 8 inner gates, 5th gate demon, come. Kyosuke, who had already opened the 5th gate of the 8 inner gates, slowly appeared in the sight of the old man and cloud shinobi Umbu in front of him. Oh my god! It seems that the commotion is a little big, and I have blown up an incredible existence. A rather playful voice sounded at this moment. Hearing Kyosuke's words, the old man Omo in front of him couldn't help frowning. He looked at Kyosuke, who had been hit with all his strength, but still seemed to be fine, and said solemnly, "Who are you? Why did you come to invade my cloud shinobi village?" Kyosuke didn't answer the old man's words. Although Kyosuke at this time was a bit relaxed and casual, but Kyosuke squinted his eyes and carefully looked at the suddenly appearing old man. This old man, he is very powerful. Just from the slash just now, Kyosuke has already realized that there is a danger of touching death at that moment. The strength of the old man is a frayed Kaga-level powerhouse. Thinking of this, the corners of Kyosuke's mouth twitched. It seems that Cloud Shinobi Village is indeed a super ninja village in the ninja world, with a strong heritage. A little careless. Before, Kyosuke was thinking that if 3rd Raikage left Cloud Shinobi Village, there would be nothing to threaten him. Who would have thought? Here in Cloud Shinobi Village, there is still an old monster with a strong Kaga-level guard. Really mean. Although Kyosuke didn't answer the old man's words, Umbu Cloud Shinobi who was beside him said to the old man, "Omo-sama, this person is a member of the Konoha village Uchiha clan, Uchiha Kyosuke, who stole the sealed book of the village. The people of Konoha, or from the Uchiha clan." Hearing this, the squinting eyes of the old man Omo flashed coldly. He took a fancy to Kyosuke, with a faint killing intent in his eyes. "Young man, the sealed book is not something you can take away. Give me back the sealed book, and I can spare your life," Omo said indifferently, as if Kyosuke's life and death were within his thoughts. Hearing the words of the old man Omo, Kyosuke really couldn't help it. he laughed, regardless of whether the words of the old man Omo are true or not. Now, Kyosuke not only stole the most precious sealed book from their Sunagakure, moreover, it even destroyed the Reikage building out of shape. Can he tolerate the old man Omo? Can he let himself go? Taking a step back, the old man just said to spare Kyosuke that he would not die, but he did not say to let him go. Kyosuke wouldn't be so foolish to believe this. This is a text trap. Who are you deceiving? Who are you deceiving? Old man, in fact, I also have something to advise you. Kyosuke looked at the front. The old Omo, who seemed to control the whole situation, smiled disdainfully. They are already people who are about to be buried in the loss, so don't worry about those minds, don't meddle in their own business. Otherwise, your life may be lost. As soon as Kyosuke's voice fell, some of the Cloud Shinobi Umbu couldn't bear it anymore and jumped out and scolded Kyosuke angrily. Presumptuous, Uchiha Kyosuke. How dare you talk to Omo-sama like this? Die. 39 Kyosuke looked at the old man in front of him with disdain in his eyes, as if he had never heard of Cloud Shinobi Umbu's anger. Seeing that Kyosuke didn't eat his own way at all, the killing intent in the faint eyes of the old man Omo finally couldn't bear it any longer. Yes, since you want to die, fine. The old man will fulfill you. After 530 finished speaking, the old man's whole body suddenly exploded with thunder and lightning. This is lightning-style chakra mode. At the same time, the thunder attribute chakra was attached to the old man's huge chopper. Instant body technique. In lightning-style chakra mode, the old man galloped towards Kyosuke with a great sword in his hand. After approaching Kyosuke, he raised his hand, clenched the great sword tightly, and slashed towards Kyosuke. In the face of this Kaga-level powerhouse, and a Kaga-level powerhouse who mainly focuses on physical skills and swordsmanship, Kyosuke did not dare to have any carelessness. Observation Haki on. The great sword with the lightning-style chakra attached to it went away with a lightning-like appearance. With Observation Haki, hearing a quick retreat, he avoided this extremely dangerous battle. Boom. When the lightning giant sword it was carrying fell, it was directly on the ground, and a crack with a length of more than 10 meters was blasted out. Kyosuke, who had already retreated quickly and dodged to one side, saw the power of this sword. He couldn't help but shrink his pupils. Is this the power of a Kaga-level powerhouse? Just the power of a sword. So pervert. If I didn't avoid it, wouldn't it be killed directly? You know, the weapon is attached to lightning-style chakra, but its power can be enhanced several times. Chapter 200. Absolute. Can't be in love. At this moment, Kyosuke looked at the huge, slashing crack of more than 10 meters and said in his heart, because, not to mention whether I can beat this Kaga-level powerhouse, even if it can be beaten, it is bound to. He has to pay a heavy price. Besides, this is Cloud Shinobi Village. Who knows if there will be another Kaga-level powerhouse? In this case, Kyosuke can be said to be doomed. Directly explained to here, you don't have to leave. Also, Kyosuke realizes that there is a steady stream of Cloud Shinobi Umbu. Many Cloud Shinobi ninjas are coming here to reinforce. Just as Kyosuke was thinking about it, there was a sudden loud noise. Boom. Rumble. On the other side, the tall, round tower-like Reikage building collapsed with a bang under the power of Kyosuke's detonating talisman. In front of the gate, the plaque with the Reikage building written directly above it finally collapsed unbearably and smashed to pieces. Oh, old man, your signboard is smashed. 35 Seeing the broken plaque on the ground, Kyosuke said to the old man in front of him with a smile. What Kyosuke's words sounded harsh to the old man. What a dazzling smile. It's all thanks to you, so, Junior, you can't leave. At this time, the anger in the heart of the old man Omo was even more intense. Reikage building, that is the landmark building of their Cloud Shadow Village. But now, the Reikage building has been bombed by a Konoha boy, and it is almost out of shape. It's literally slapping their Cloud Shinobi Village in the face. If this is spread to the ninja world, it will not be laughed at by other big countries and other ninja villages. However, just as the Reikage building collapsed for the most part, another part of Cloud Shinobi Village, not too far from the Reikage building, another huge, roaring explosion sounded. In the middle of the night, you can even see the explosion of fire in the distance. That direction is... Originally, the old man Omo, who was about to leave to continue attacking Kyosuke, stopped. He turned his head to look at the direction where the loud explosion sounded. Old man Omo remembered that the direction seemed to be Cloud Shinobi Ninja School. Thinking of this, Old Man Omo's expression changed slightly. Then he turned his head and stared at Kyosuke. You actually have a companion? However, when the Old Man Omo finished speaking, in a place not far from here, another huge explosion roared, and the fire was soaring into the sky. That direction? It's Cloud Shinobi Ninja Hospital. In addition, there are a few other places where the explosion sounded too. However, compared to the ninja school and ninja hospital, the explosions in those places are not so noticeable, and Kyosuke raised his eyebrows after hearing loud explosions in the distance. It seems that the efficiency of the little son Namake's Minato is still quite high. Seeing the Old Man Omo, who was holding the giant sword tightly in front of him, his face was no longer calm, that look of anger and want to kill him immediately. At this time, Kyosuke felt a lot of joy in his heart. Kyosuke spread his hands and looked at the Old Man Omo quite innocently. I never said that I was the only one who came to your Cloud Shinobi village. Hateful. After the Old Man Omo gave Kyosuke a stern look, he immediately turned his head and ordered Cloud Shinobi Umbu next to him. Hurry up and send people to the entrance of the village, increase the defense, and be sure to guard the entrance of the village. In the eyes of the old Omo, whether Kyosuke attacked their Raikage building and stole the sealed book, or blow them up Cloud Shinobi Ninja School, Ninja Hospital, all these signs are very likely to indicate. It is very likely that Konoha will, when Third Raikage is not in the emptiness of the village, sneak attack on them Cloud Shinobi Village. If that's the case, then Cloud Shinobi Village is in danger. In addition to worrying about the worst-case scenario, increase the precautions at the gate of the village. This can completely block the escape route of those intruders. In that case, you can completely catch turtles in the tile. You know, there is only one dangerous level to enter Cloud Shinobi Village. Yes, Omo-sama. After receiving the order, many Cloud Shinobi Umbu led the troops to the entrance of the support village. Seeing this, Kyosuke couldn't help but laugh a little. Do you really think that blocking the entrance to your village will stop us from escaping? Innocent. There was disdain in Kyosuke's tone. Hearing Kyosuke's words, the Old Man Omo didn't speak, but his ancient eyes locked on Kyosuke firmly. However, the next scene was to make the Old Man Omo's face full of age marks, showing a look of astonishment. I saw that Kyosuke slowly lifted his feet off the ground and flew high into the sky under the gaze of the elder Omo and the surrounding Cloud Shinobi Umbu. Air dance. Seeing Kyosuke's figure floating in the air, and seeing that the battle was clearly trying to escape, how could the Old Man Omo bear it? Stealing their village's most treasured sealed book and blowing up their proud Raikage building, still want to escape so easily? There is nothing so simple in the world. Junior, Hugh wants to escape. Leave. The Old Man Omo suddenly exclaimed. Immediately afterwards, the lightning-style chakra attached to the great sword clenched in his hand suddenly rose sharply. At the same time, Elder Omo's lightning-style chakra mode has also completely inspired him to the strongest. The old man's whole body was wrapped in lightning, and the crackling and flickering kept going up. Lightning-style profound truth vacuum break. A dazzling blue light suddenly erupted from the great sword of the Old Man Omo. Countless lightning-style chakra gathered on the great sword. Li Hao, the power of a sword will change the color of the world. That giant sword is particularly dazzling in this dark night. The next moment, the giant sword carrying a huge amount of lightning-style chakra slashed out with a cold light. That slash, that incomparably fierce sword energy, was also wrapped in a large amount of lightning-style chakra, and after locking Kyosuke above the sky, that is, with the momentum of breaking the bamboo, he galloped to kill the past Mai. Seeing this, Kyosuke's expression changed slightly, because Kyosuke, he has a feeling. Kyosuke felt that the slash seemed to have locked him, the target. No matter how hard you try to avoid it, you can't dodge it, and the only way to break it is, go straight to the front and break it. Only in this way can this slash be completely disintegrated. Thinking of this, Kyosuke's expression in the sky became extremely dignified. Kaga-level powerhouses are indeed tough and ruthless. Characters.
Thanks for watching. You can find the next videos in the playlist linked in the info card, directly on my channel, or right here on the screen. And as always, if you have any feedback, feel free to share it in the comments too.